Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Sorgi Friends. I'm Anthony Sorgi alongside Nick Masterfleet. Ryan Sullivan will join us later, possibly some other guests throughout the show. I don't have a camera today because my school computer decided not to charge overnight. So shout out to St. Joe's Prep for that. But we're here, and we're happy to be here. Nick, how are you on this one?
I'm pretty good. How are you? Oh, that's a little loud. I'm pretty good. How are you, Ant?
Living the dream. Living the dream. Make sure to drop comment to the one person watching. Please comment. We want all the interaction as possible. But yeah, okay. Well, Nick, before we get to Philly Live, I think there's a couple pieces of breaking news we should talk about.
Okay.
And let's start with the news out of the college sports game world. What I think will be one of the greatest games in the history of games. EA
Yep.
College Basketball. It's in the game. We'll be here 2028. How we feeling?
That's really exciting. As I'm trying to, experiment with my microphone over here, but that's really exciting. I believe they just announced the date that it'll be coming out. But that's huge for the scene of college basketball, and I know it'll have a lot of people jumping to their consoles or whatnot, and just pre-ordering the game and playing the game. I don't know if they're going to have all the teams because it's a lot of teams from Division 1 to Division 3. That would be hard to put every single team in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that D1 we can for sure get, but that's going to be some great. The one thing that college football does not have, Nick, is Big East, and getting to see teams like Villanova, Georgetown, Marquette, Creighton.
Yep.
That's going to be fun. You look at teams like Gonzaga, who you can't play with in football, obviously. VCU, another one, Dayton. Dayton has football, but not FBS football. So yeah, it should be fun to see. And then our other piece of breaking news. How about this, Nick? The WNBA is coming to the city of brotherly love. I would argue one of the, if not the best grassroots basketball city in the country. It only feels right.
It is so exciting. I saw it this morning, and I got pretty excited. Sorgi, as you know, I like to watch all sports, and growing up, four sisters, and knowing that there's not really a scene for stuff like this. It's great to see that we're having a team in Philly, and it's so cool. And I wish it was sooner. I don't know. That's kind of far away.
We're going to be in college at
I
that point.
know it's kind of like it's far away. I wish it was. I wish it was a little bit sooner, but um, I guess at that time, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what'll happen, but that's pretty cool. I don't know
Yeah.
what the name will be. I hope it's something cool. A lot of people were saying the Liberty Bells, which would be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I could see the Liberty Bells. I feel like they could do something with. I don't know. There will be plenty of discussion of what the name will be in the coming days. Ryan Sullivan will join later for the UFC segment, so we'll get to that. I don't know a thing about UFC, but he insisted that there was one, so we give the president what he wants. What else? It's June 30th, so shout out to everyone that's going to a new job tomorrow. Today will be their last day of the physical year. Shout out to Mr. DeBerdinis at St. Joe's Prep, heading over to Penn Charter. Mr. G and Mr. Chris Clark will officially take their new jobs at St. Joe's Prep tomorrow. So excited for that. Anyone at Carroll, Nick? If you want to give a shout out to who's leaving or coming?
There's a lot of people that are switching roles.
Okay.
There's a few people that have already stepped into their roles towards the end of the year, and people that are moving into the brand new wellness center that's being built at Archbishop Carroll. That'll be taking place of the library. It's like a state of the art wellness center for that'll have the guidance and everything in there, and yeah, it's really cool.
Sounds similar to what we have at St. Joe's Prep, where they replaced the library with all the counseling offices, our state of the art podcast studio. What else do we have down there in the Commons? The robotics room. We have rooms where we just sometimes will go and sit and watch lacrosse film with Chris Bryan. The DEI office is down there. We got all the sorts of cool offices where everyone just hangs out down there. So yeah, shout out to Carol, I guess, for
Sorgi, they want to hear about Sammy Jackson and how awesome.
We'll get to Will's comment. Today's just kind of going to be kind of a day where we're just going to talk about the PCL, and I guess Coatesville and Imhotep too. I have their scores here. But yeah, it's just going to be kind of a day. So whatever people want to talk about is what we'll talk about. But yeah, let's talk about.
Sure.
I guess let's actually talk about Roman to start.
Okay.
Off of Sammy Jackson. Sammy Jackson committed to VCU on Wednesday. So congratulations to him. I talked to him briefly Saturday evening prior to their game against Coatesville. Good to see him. So Nick, let's talk about this. I guess let's start with that Coatesville game on Saturday night. 60-60. Wayne Ruffin, the buzzer beater. Colton Hiller, I don't know why the ball wasn't in his hands the entire game. If it was, Coatesville would have won. But Sammy Jackson had an incredible defensive day against the only 5-star in our area, right? Only 5-star in the area, I think.
I believe so. That's a huge win.
Yeah. Wayne Ruffin had the game winner. We saw the first of Shane Jackson, the younger brother of Sammy, in a Roman uniform. We saw the first of RJ Smith in a Roman uniform, the reigning Public League MVP LaSalle University commit. He'll be playing in the A10 against Sammy. Other guys to note, Samaj Robinson had a nice day. I'm trying to think of other people to talk about. I'm for sure missing some people. Nick, who else is in that Roman rotation? Oh, Bryce Presley had a nice day. I didn't see much of Sabir Lynn. But Sammy Jackson is an absolute beast. He's a combo guard. He can play the point. He can play the shooting guard position. He's the younger brother of Sharif Jackson, who is at Lafayette now. And his dad, Mark Jackson, who played in the NBA, Sixers analyst now. If I'm remembering correctly, was part of that great 1993 class out of Philadelphia. That included Rasheed Wallace, Aaron McKee, a lot of great players out of that one. At least I think Aaron McKee was in there. But yeah, Sammy is a great player. He's at the best program in Philadelphia. I don't think that's a debate. 32 championships, 33 championships? Something like that,
yeah.
His new coach is Brad Wanamaker, former NBA player. Nick, what do you think about Sammy?
Well, obviously, I think you kind of got it all right there, but, one of the top players in the state right now and obviously one of the top players in the Catholic League, carries himself well, can shoot well, can play the paint. He really was key to that Roman Catholic team. Overall, just a good player. Nothing more to say there.
Yeah. Nick, yesterday, that first game for Roman Catholic did not go so well. They lose, I'd say, pretty bad. I was not watching the entire game. I was watching the score the entire game as they were playing right next to St. Joe's Prep. But they lose 63-49 to St. John's of D.C. Will, as a D.C. guy, can probably provide some good analysis in the comments on St. John's. But this is a St. John's team that beat Archbishop Carroll by 15. This is a St. John's team that also, where is their other score? That beat West Catholic by 22 points. So St. John's is the real deal. Roman struggled. I think that for this Roman team, they just have to get used to playing together. Same with Coatesville. The Coatesville performance, it was a win. It was a disappointing win. They should have blown Coatesville out if they were doing what they should have. They probably blow Coatesville out in the season, realistically. Although, again, Colton Hiller is the best player in the state, and Larry Brown also is a really solid player there for Coatesville. They finish off though with a 58-29 win over Union Catholic, Nick. Mm-hmm. I don't know crap about Union Catholic. I will be completely honest on that, but I'd say that's pretty good. to finish off the summer of hoops.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that first game against St. John's, playing the number 2 ranked team in DC, 22-11 last year. Not a bad team, not keeping some guys, but still overall not a horrible team if you're ranked number 2 in your
And who's number 1?
overall. I don't even know.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know who it was. This Max Prep. I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
DC Metro rankings 2025. Max Preps basketball. Here, I'll look it up. Gonzaga was number 1. And this
That
is a
makes
Gonzaga
sense.
team. How about this? Gonzaga beating Camden by. Let me give that final score. Camden, without technically a real head coach right now, I would expect that news to come somewhat soon. Here, let's find it. Camden, 37-14 final score.
Yeah.
37-14. I don't think that's actually correct. I think Gonzaga scored more than that, but it was a mercy rule. So that says quite a lot about a really good Gonzaga team. And a Gonzaga team that nearly beat, or they didn't nearly beat Imhotep, but they lost to Imhotep by, let's see, they lost to Imhotep by 9. And Nick, do we just want to segue into, and by the way, Gonzaga beat St. John's by 10, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, well, obviously, number 1 versus number 2, both teams still keeping some key guys. St. John's, not quite sure if he played in Philly Live this week, but still had their leading scorer of last year's, Devin Totley. So, you still have, they lost their starters. So,
and they still are really, really good.
And they're still a great team. If you're a powerhouse like that and you're number 1 in your area or whatnot, you're going to continue to build and you're going to continue to bring in key guys. Really, so they can just continue to build there.
Yeah, okay. Do we want to segue, since we were just talking about Imhotep, into Imhotep?
Sure.
They don't have ZMG back, so that they're still without the best player. But Jordan Dilnick, he had a weekend. Imhotep on the weekend. They lose a close one to Linden. They beat Gonzaga by 9, and then they lose to St. Peter's by 5. So not the weekend you were hoping for, but against 3 good teams. But for TEP, they are being called the best team in the area right now when ZMG gets back.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at these scores real quick. If I can find them. Are they on they're not there. I can't see them.
It's on Baller. It's on Baller TV.
Anyways, you were just talking about Jordan Dill. He's very, very good. He's Germantown Friends' all-time leading scorer. Obviously, he's a very, very good player. So, they still got good guys. Not more to it. They lose one of the top players here in RJ Smith, but still, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No. Imhotep's Imhotep. Coach Noble's Coach Noble. And don't forget, they picked up Malik Brown from Cardinal O'Hara. Which, should we just go to O'Hara next? Because
sure, I mean,
not
disappointing.
Much to talk about.
No.
But we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
They beat Montgomery. Where is Montgomery from? I have no clue. It's not.
That's a good question.
Was it Alabama? Was it somewhere else? I have no clue. But 51-49 final score. They win. They lose to Pope Francis. Surprisingly, not a Jesuit school. 56-44. Pope Francis out of Massachusetts and Worcester. I think it's in Worcester at least. And then Gil St. Bernard is a team that beat St. Joe's Prep by 6. 64-43 loss for Cardinal O'Hara to Gil St. Bernard's.
Gil St. Bernard's is just so good. They did play Archbishop Carroll last year in a I believe it was a Jordan the Jordan Classic out in New York. They are a very good team.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the stats. So against Montgomery High, at least DJ Jones 16.6 rebounds. And then it was Kion Alexander with 14, 5, and 5, as well as 2 steals, and then Drew Bakersfield with 9 second half points for the Lions. Mm-hmm. But this is a Lions team that loses Malik Brown. They lose Myatt. Yeah.
They're just not great. That's really all that needs to be said.
Yeah. Nick, your voice here.
Toll Road.
How's it going? We'll have to talk a little Dayton basketball. Actually, let's just do that now. Jaron McKee is going to Dayton, and he's going to be the A-10 Player of the Year. That's it. Go St. Joe's Prep. His dad played in the NBA. His brothers are in my class here. So go Prep. Jaron McKee is incredible. Speaking of Prep basketball, how about Jordan Ellerby in the house yesterday at Jefferson University?
Mm-hmm.
Mekhi Robertson, former St. Joe's Prep guard, was in the house last night. So yeah, it's good to see some former Prep guys around. And Coach Jason Harrigan chatted with him Saturday night as well. So always good to see some faces that we won't be seeing as much at 17th and Girard, of course. Former Temple assistant Chris Clark, one of the greatest players in St. Joe's Prep history, now the head coach of St. Joe's Prep basketball, officially tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, Nick, who do you want to talk about next? Your choice. Any school?
Whoever you would like.
Okay, let's go. Let's just get the other bad teams out of the way. Devon Prep. Nick, this is bad.
Yeah.
Bad. They are number 14 in my new rankings that are part of the media poll that we'll be releasing. When Ryan gets here, we'll go through
that. Let's hope don't get flamed like Ryan's did.
Oh, I've already gotten flamed over Ryan's rankings by some Devon kids. I had the brother of a player come up to me at Philly Live, be like, "You don't have a 13. We're so good." No, you're not good. You guys are just straight up, plain and simple, not a good basketball team. Coach Fisher, I have all the respect in the world for. He's a phenomenal coach. But when you lose your 6 best players, all because they were seniors, this is what
they lost their entire starting 5.
They lost their entire rotation.
Yeah, so they got to bank on kids that are coming in, kids that
it's all JV.
Watched.
It's their entire JV. That's it.
They got to watch, they got to have guys that were watching, Reese Kraft and guys like that,
Zane
and kind of bank off of their game a little bit and see if they can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. They lose to Cherry Hill East. Cherry Hill East. Yeah. 69-61. That's not good. That is not a good sign. They lose to Coolidge from DC, who seemed to have an okay weekend, if not a good weekend. 72-59. And then they beat Reading, almost blow a 20-point lead, Nick. I know that Archbishop Carroll knows a thing or two about almost blowing those. In some cases, actually blowing them.
Okay.
But Devon Prep, I guess, was able to not.
Devon is on the rise.
Devon is.
Yeah. That? I mean, if they could have kept Zane Conlon, that would have been good for them.
I don't know why Toll loves Devon, but okay, well then there we go.
I mean, they needed to keep Zane.
And Zane is heading to where? Hill School?
He's at Hill School.
And then he has a Navy offer, so I'm guessing he'll end up at Navy. Yeah, Cherry Hill. Part of Cherry Hill is good, and part of Cherry Hill is not good. I think the east part is probably the better part. So yeah, they lost a whole bunch of suburban rich kids. And yeah, they barely beat Reading, almost blow that lead. So that was pretty embarrassing for Devon. Sticking with the bottom, let's talk Lansdale Catholic. They play 2 games.
We don't have Cole here to hype up Lansdale Catholic just a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna text Cole, tell him to get in here.
I mean, Lansdale Catholic, let's hope they're on the rise. They got 1 win last year?
No, they went 0-13.
Yeah, but they did win in the state playoffs.
They won their districts game and then lost first round.
Bang.
See? Who did they beat?
So,
they beat Overbrook, I think. Yeah, they beat Overbrook.
So they did not win a single game in Catholic League, but they did.
They beat the school Will Chamberlain went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Good for them. So they lose to Camden Catholic, 39-37. Sounds quite a lot like it sounds like a worse version of the PCL championship, which set back offense by about 40 years, in the words of Coach Chris Rentry, a father judge. And then they lose to St. Joseph's Academy. I don't know where St. Joseph's from, but 63-36. They lose that one.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Stevens, I think he's good. Other than that, nothing to say about Lansdale Catholic. I watched the Huddle Cam video when they played us. We didn't send a crew out to that game because it was the same day as an Eagles playoff game, and no one really wanted to go on a Sunday afternoon, MLK Day weekend. So, yeah, that's it on Lansdale. Should we talk about Commonwealth League next?
Sure.
All right, let's go over to Commonwealth League. And how about they beat Trinity? Where's Trinity from? I have no clue. 52-47. They beat the runner-ups of the 1A. There are 6 classes in Pennsylvania. 1A, Sankofa.
I'm a big Sankofa guy.
Of course, coached by Councilman Isaiah Thomas, who all of Philadelphia has love for.
I'm a big Sankofa guy. I got to watch them at Plymouth Whitemarsh.
There you go. Councilman Thomas, of course, does wonderful work. Ramir Hardy, formerly of St. Joe's Prep, now Temple football, does a lot of stuff with him. So we have a lot of love for Councilman Thomas. 48-44, they beat Sankofa, and then they beat Susquehanna 64-31. Nick, none of these wins stick out to me as anything special.
No. I mean, they beat a 1A school in Sankofa. They beat Susquehanna and they beat Trinity. We don't even know where Trinity's from.
No.
Susquehanna, do they produce basketball talent?
Most likely not.
So really, the only thing, and they only beat a 1A school in Sankofa by 4 points. I am a big Sankofa guy because they bring the energy. They have some of the most passionate fans I've seen in Philly, especially for a small school like that. But beating Sankofa by 4, none of these wins are impressive enough.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about this, Nick.
Yep.
Because I saw Jordan Ellerby reposted the college basketball thing. That means, thinking about it, that the senior year of Jordan, Kavere, Jaron, all those guys, Everett Barnes, we're going to get to play as their teams
in
the game.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Obviously, you can play this year. We're going to be able to play as guys like from the prep, at least Ramir Hardy, Anthony Sacca, Cam Smith, Max Roy, Isaiah West. The last 2 of those heading to Ohio State, Sacca, Notre Dame, Cam Smith, Penn State. Trinity is in Camp Hill. I have no clue where Camp Hill is.
Okay. I mean, that's knowledge right there.
Hill, PA, I guess. I guess it's in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, which is between Hershey and Carlisle, between Harrisburg and Mechanicsburg. So right on that corridor on I-76, or just north of that 76 corridor, between 76, 83, 81, that area. So, yeah, should we talk about LaSalle College High School next?
Sure.
Disclaimer, viewer discretion is advised for any LaSalle College High School fans because I'm a St. Joe's Prep guy. There we go. Harrisburg area. Thank you, Toll. Let's go through it, Nick. They beat they play JP McCaskey from PA.
Did they win?
I don't know because Baller TV didn't post the score. Nice job. They lose to Harrisburg by 9, and then they lose to Largo from Maryland. No clue where that is. 62-53. So another 9-point loss. This is ugly. This is the bad, the worst, and the ugly for LaSalle.
Well, LaSalle's going to be another one of those teams that's just not going to be good this year. And, it's showing. They are going to have some guys that can seriously play basketball. But other than that, they really don't have depth, which is something that a few of these teams do have. It was, we were just talking, and it was said really after the top four teams, it takes a big dip, but
Yeah.
really LaSalle's just going to be another team that's not going to be great, but they're not going to be horrible. They're not going to be down at the very, very bottom, but they're not going to be even close to the top unless they prove us wrong.
I would concur on that, Nick. But the thing is, one of these teams has to make playoffs. One of these teams has to play in a play-in game against St. Joe's Prep or West Catholic or Archbishop Carroll or Archbishop Bryan or Bonner. One of these teams is going to have to do that. They're going to have to go on the road in a tough environment. We know that St. Joe's Prep has the biggest gym in the PCL and packed it out for quarterfinal against Archbishop Wood. We know that Bonner is a tough place to play. We know that Carroll is a tough place to play in that hot gym, as Ryan Sullivan always loves to talk about. I'm trying to think of other. Archbishop Bryan, tough place to play. Great crowd there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how one of these teams. West Catholic, tough place to play. It'll be interesting to see how one of these teams fares.
LaSalle has a few diamonds in the rough. Max Okabata is one of those guys that are, I think, really, really good. That if he can get going, LaSalle will probably be that team in the play-in game. But we'll see. We'll see.
Next, we'll go to Archbishop Bryan, who we were just talking about. Got a lot of love for Ryan, not their head coach, athletic director, same guy. And then their president and principal on Monday chatted with their head coach again Saturday. And chatted with their president again on Wednesday night. They beat Coolidge 77-43. By the way, disclaimer, if anyone is in Northeast Philadelphia, if they live there and they can't sit and send their kids to St. Joe's Prep, I would recommend Archbishop Bryan, as well as Father Judge. I'm also a big Father Judge fan. Great head coach there, great leadership there, and great colors, great school colors, which I love. But yeah, so Coolidge, they beat 77-43. They beat St. George's Tech from the Wilmington area 62-60, and then they lose to Bishop Guilfoyle, a team that's at best 61-53. Nick, for Archbishop Bryan, not the weekend we were hoping for.
No, it's not a really impressive weekend for them. They still have the talent to make the playoffs, as they probably will, but in this weekend of Philly Live, it's not that impressive. They do get that win over Coolidge, but then and a win over St. George's Tech, but that loss to Bishop, I'm not even going to try to say that name. Guilfoyle. There we go. Thank you, Anthony. Is a big loss. And only a 2-point win over St. George's Tech.
A tech school.
What are we doing? I don't understand it.
I think everyone is wondering just that. Okay, next. Oh, who do I want to go to next? I guess we'll go to St. Joe's Prep.
Okay. Saving the best for last, I see.
What?
I said saving the best for last, I see.
Well, yeah, we're gonna save the top for the last. Because I have a lot to say about these top teams.
Okay.
Actually, no, we'll wait for talk about the Prep until Ryan gets on here. Let's go to West Catholic. They lose to St. John's by 22 points. Mm-hmm. They beat St. Peter's Prep by 6. They beat Roselle Catholic by 3. I would say that this is a phenomenal weekend. Those last two games great results for West Catholic. They lose Javon Bird. They still have a top 10 player and the best big in the PCL, I'd say. In Kingston Wheatley, Anthony Chimino has it going. From wonderful Cleveland, Ohio, also getting a WNBA team. Shout out. But yeah, Nick, West Catholic looking solid.
They're not looking bad at all. They're looking pretty good, and it's quite impressive. If you're a fan of West Catholic, this is exactly what you want to see. They still have Wheatley, and they do lose big in that first game against St. John's College, but following that, they get a big 6-point win over St. Peter's Prep, and then the 3-point win over Roselle Catholic, 2 back-to-back New Jersey schools. So this is impressive for them, and really something that you love to see.
Yeah, I would. I think I would concur there. Next, hold on. I'm seeing I'm getting text from Owen Chamberlain currently. Talking.
He's talking about Ryan's rankings.
Yes, he is. Of course, St. Joe's Prep legend Owen Chamberlain. Hold on. All right, there we go. And apparently, yeah, Ryan's getting quite a lot of hate, but I got 50,000 views on my rankings and about like 30 hate comments. So yeah, it's part of the business. And when you put your rankings out today as part of our media poll, you're gonna get hate. I'm gonna get more hate. We're all gonna get hate.
I don't think they're gonna like that number 1 that I got, especially after this weekend of Philly
Live. They're
gonna
hate it.
I still have faith, Anthony, and that's something that a lot of people don't have.
I don't. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Owen is currently seems like doing some papers right now, so he is not able to join. I invited him, but we will get him on hopefully within the next couple weeks as a special guest. But yeah, okay, Nick. We just talked about West Catholic, right? Do we want to talk about Bonner? No one's talking about the bad weekend from Bonner Prendy. They lose by 5 to Arts. They lose 77-49. Yes, that's almost a 30-point loss to Bergen. And then they lose to Friendship Tech from DC by 2. Let's say Bonner's dropping in my rankings.
Yeah, Bonner's not looking too good. A lot of people still having some faith in Bonner, but they're definitely dropping a lot, some would say, and I might have to go and fix that right now after seeing all of this, fixing them there in my rankings.
If you would like to fix them, it won't make much of a difference in the general total, but you're more welcome to.
I appreciate that. Bonner still have some stars. I mean, they lose Devin Nelson, obviously to graduation, not losing him to any other school.
Tyseer Jackson as well.
Yep. But they still have some stars.
Yeah. One in particular, Cam Jackson of our media poll seems to be a fringe all PCL player. Of the results I've seen, I haven't gone into the players fully yet. We'll have those later this week, probably. We'll have them later this week. That's not a problem. That's going to happen. But yeah, I just think
Corey Francis as well.
Corey Francis, that's who I was going to get to. Is absolutely elite.
Very, very good.
Okay, I know we got Ryan coming on in hopefully 5 minutes. But let's actually, we're going to talk about this. How about the Dolphins get Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for Nika Fitzpatrick?
Yep.
How do you feel about that deal while we wait for Ryan?
That's honestly, I like that deal for Pittsburgh a little bit more than I do for the Miami Dolphins. Um, Minka Fitzpatrick obviously started his career in Miami, so I guess they wanted to reunite with Fitzpatrick. Ramsey getting a little bit older, so that might be a little bit of a step back. And Jonnu Smith is still a touchdown scorer. There's nothing, no surprise in that. So he'll bring something special
Yeah,
to
I would
Pittsburgh.
agree with that. And Jalen Ramsey also, I think, getting a pay bump, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So good for
And
him on
now
that.
Pittsburgh can play with 2 tight ends.
Yeah, they can. So
Yeah.
good for them there. Okay, well, there's no one else to really talk about because I want to wait to get to the. Actually, well, let's just try to stall for 4 more minutes. Because I really want to have Ryan on here when we talk about Carroll.
Okay.
Because he watched them as well.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Which means we're gonna have a little bit of fun. The teams we've talked about so far, Ryan and I watched like 2 minutes of Devin. Or no, we watched more than 2 minutes. We watched like 5 minutes of Devin. But other than that, we didn't catch any of these lower. Actually, we watched O'Hara last weekend, but we didn't catch any of these lower ranked teams. But I want to talk about the prep with Ryan. I want to talk about Carroll and then everyone up from there.
I didn't see the entire Carroll lineup, the entire roster, and I'm not quite sure, everybody that they did play, but I know a decent chunk.
Yeah. Let's just see what else. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. We forgot to talk about Malik Hughes with Archbishop Ryan. We missed that. He's really good. Other teams that I liked, I really like Plymouth Whitemarsh. Monty Buckets look good. Pereira look good. So
shout out to Carroll girls basketball, Alexis Ebers.
Oh yeah, talk about Lex.
Well, committing to Villanova, and that's big. Staying close to home, but obviously mom and dad played there, and just staying with sort of a family legacy, I guess, with big offers as well that she had. Just wanting to stay not just close to home, but I guess wanting to continue that, and she knows that she's playing for a great program, and she's going to be a problem at the Division I level.
Will we see Nick Mastropolito in attendance at the Finn?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It is a beautiful, beautiful arena that I got the pleasure of going to for the girls' semifinals when Archbishop Carroll took on Archbishop Wood.
There you go.
And that was a lot of fun. And
there's something else to talk about. Ryan Carter, after you finish.
Yep. Well, I was just going to say the girls shined there and everybody played really well. And prior to that game, got there early enough to watch Newman Goretti put on a show against, I believe they played Cardinal O'Hara, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good game.
Yeah, both seem to be good games. But Ryan Carter, Nick, leaving the PCL.
Yep.
This trend continues, and it sucks for us because we love PCL basketball. But she's headed to FCS, which is quite the interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying last time I was here about I believe we were talking about Catholic League basketball, and I was just stating that really the Catholic League was okay due to the fact that they still had Archbishop Wood and Ryan Carter thriving along with Archbishop Carroll and other teams, and now look where we are, So I don't know. I mean, it seems that this is great for Archbishop Carroll because they seem to have the most talent
Yeah.
in the Catholic League right now with all three Ebers and a bunch of other players that can really shine, but I'm not quite sure what the other teams are going to do.
Yeah, that's a great question. But on with us now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. I'm seeing the preview, and Ryan Sullivan's rocking a little bit of a new look today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this should be fun.
Let's see it.
Joining us now is the co-president of WSJP, the best and the top media program in the Delaware Valley. No disrespect, Nick, but you're a one-person club.
That doesn't matter. I'm the GOAT.
Next,
Sorry, microphone's a little loud.
Our next guest is an intern for the Philadelphia Sports Digest, or excuse me, a junior reporter. That sounds more fancy.
Yep.
He is the one. He is the only. He is the great. Rocking the Aviators.
Oh my goodness!
This guy means business today.
Wow!
How we doing, fellas? How we doing? All right. So, I mean, I'm the talk of the town right now, whether you like it or not. I'm not high right now, but I'm the talk of the town because of my rankings. Now, listen, everybody's talking about me. Everybody's talking about my rankings, whether you like it or not. And all the people
they're talking about them because they're bad.
I listened to you earlier, Sorgi, and all the people that have a problem with my rankings, I haven't had anybody reach out. So whoever has the cajones to reach out to me can actually do it. I've only had one.
How are the comments looking?
I've only gotten one comment about having some pub rankings. So I'm a celebrity now, so I guess I got to show out for it. And obviously the new sunglasses are definitely a way to start, except for the Muhammad Ali shirt. But it's a UFC day.
That's a fire shirt, dude. That's a fire shirt.
I know.
I have a Muhammad Ali shirt as well.
I know. Anyway, it's a UFC day for you all, and we got a lot to talk about here. But before we get into that, I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about this Mika Fitzpatrick trade and Jalen Ramsey. I also want to talk about LeBron James handicapping the Los Angeles Lakers. And then I want to get into Colton Hiller and Coatesville and Philly Live. And then I want to get into UFC. So we got a lot to talk about here, fellas. And honestly, I'm just going to sit here and take over because I'm a celebrity now. So I'm going to start talking about LeBron James.
Ryan, take it over. This is not my show anymore, I guess, although my name is on the show.
Really? I mean, everybody's talking about your rankings because you got dissed.
Okay.
By who? I've only seen one person diss
I'm
it.
not one to, just throw it out there, but I mean, it's out there.
Well, then tell them to reach out. Tell them to come. So my DMs are open. Tell them to reach out. The only DM I've gotten in the past few minutes or in the past hours from PCL Men's Hoops, and we're talking about the rankings. He's the only one to actually answer me. Not my fault. Anyway, moving on. Let's get into LeBron James here. Accepting his player option of $52.6 million. What the hell is he doing here? This is a guy who is a reported billionaire, and he's accepting a payday from the Los Angeles Lakers that he doesn't even need. And then he's going on and saying that he doesn't know if the Lakers can compete for a championship. What the hell are you talking about here, man? You're literally handicapping your team. Now, listen, are they below the second apron? Absolutely. Do they have any flexibility to make any moves? No, not at all. I don't understand what in God's name the Los Angeles Lakers are thinking here, or what LeBron James is thinking here, accepting this player option. How are you going to afford to pay Austin Reeves? He has 1 year left on his contract. You got to pay him. I would say, how much money are you going to pay him? What's his max contract extension? I don't really know, but you're going to have to pay him. In my opinion, I think the Lakers are going to have to trade Austin Reeves probably at the trade deadline because they're not going to be able to afford him, saying that LeBron James comes back for another year. But even if you go into free agency with next year and LeBron retires, who says that Austin Reeves isn't going to get a bigger bag from somewhere else? As I say, there's a sucker born every day. So you're looking at that right there. And then Luka Doncic is contract extension eligible on August 2nd. So you got to be able to re-sign him. He's going to have 1 year left on his contract with a player option for the 2026-2027 season, I believe, heading into into that. So you got to get him signed and ready to roll. So if you're the Lakers, you don't got time for all this. I just saw Dorian Finney-Smith signed a contract with the Houston Rockets. You lost out on him. He's a guy that can average around 30-something% from three and 11 points per game, be a good role player on a team that can compete for a championship. Loving what the Houston Rockets are doing right now. But the Lakers, they can't afford to bring anybody back like that. Look at their roster right now. It's an honest disgrace. DeAndre Ayton, he's probably going to have to sign a prove-it deal with them, so you're going to probably get him around because you need something when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers at the center position. But is DeAndre Ayton a championship level winning center? I don't necessarily think so. But you feel the Los Angeles Lakers right now, you look absolutely abysmal with letting LeBron James do this. I mean, you're paying him so much money, and why the hell does LeBron James need all this money? What is the percent of 50 million to 1 billion? It makes absolutely positively no sense whatsoever. I don't understand it. The Lakers are ridiculous for not stepping up to him. But he's LeBron James. I've been hinting at it for a year now that the Lakers should honestly just let him go because of the fact that you can get so much trade value out of him just because he's LeBron James. But the Lakers won't do it. Why? Because of the Lakers and they needed season ticket sales. Not my problem. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know. But regardless, LeBron, this is his fault. You're handicapping your team.
Ryan. What if they were to trade him?
Well, then, I mean,
Ryan,
yeah.
You got to understand, I don't even think he's eligible for a minimum if that were to happen. You want to let the greatest player in history walk in free agency. This is the first time in 23 years or whatnot that LeBron James has taken a 1-year deal due to the fact that this is most likely his last year. He wants to win with the Los Angeles Lakers. What can he do? He goes 1 year. They get rid of him. I mean, I guess they still have to pay him, but they can still get some money for Luka and Reeves following this year. They want to go all in. They can make some trades with the pieces that they have currently. They still have some young guns that are very, very good that they can give up in some deals. I mean, the Los Angeles Lakers will always make back this revenue. There's no doubt about that. They're in one of the prime locations in the country for everything. So I don't see why this is an issue when you're bringing back one of the greatest players of all time for, I mean, yeah, sure, it's $60 million, but it's better than to let him walk to a team and then he goes and wins the championship.
Nick, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying bringing back LeBron James is a bad deal, but they can make the revenue back. But at the end of the day, you don't want to go over that second apron. You can't afford to bring. You couldn't afford to bring back Dorian Finney-Smith. You're not going to be. Are you going to be able to afford Austin Reeves? He's not going to get lowballed. We've heard his agent say this. He's not going to get lowballed for the Los Angeles Lakers. They will deny a contract extension. This is a guy that averages 20 points per game on at least 40-something% shooting, the high 40%. So he can get $30 million from somewhere else. The Lakers can't afford that right now. And if you're LeBron James, you take all this money, then you go out and complain that your roster's not good enough. Well, maybe you should take a bit of a pay cut to make the roster a bit better. The Lakers, look at their roster right now. Do you think that's a championship level roster? Because I sure as hell don't.
No, but do you need Dorian Finney-Smith?
What is it, Sorgi?
I said go ahead, Nick. Nick, go ahead.
Do you need Dorian Finney-Smith?
He averages 11. He's a key role player, averaging 11 points per game on 39% shooting. That's what championship level teams need. Look at the Nuggets from a couple of years ago with Bruce Brown. Look at the Thunder with Alex Caruso. Those are guys that are facilitators and could score the ball and get them on runs. Dorian Finney-Smith helps do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need role players are key for championships. That's why you see guys like Desmond Bane getting 4 first-round picks for him. You can't have 3 superstars on a team anymore and expect to win. That's not the way the new CBA works.
Okay, Ryan, you have 3 minutes for UFC, and then we need to get to basketball.
Oh, goddamn, Sorgi. Well, then I also got to talk about this Mika Fitzpatrick trade.
We already talked about it.
Yeah, you weren't here. We already explained why it's a good deal for Pittsburgh and everything.
Ryan, talk about Mika Fitzpatrick on your own blog.
All right, well. I'll talk. Well, I actually do have a video ready for that. So
good. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I'm a celebrity now. But anyway, UFC. I mean, look at this past weekend. First off, we got to start. Oh, hold on, let me pull up the. Hold on, take a pause on the timer real quick. First off, the prelims, nothing really special. But Peyton Talbot getting the job done against Felipe Lima. His takedown defense looked absolutely incredible from his last fight. Very impressed from him. And then honestly, he was able to really beat Lima in the striking department. And that's something we didn't really expect to see. Talbot, an underdog coming into this fight. His first time in his career coming in as an underdog. I picked him to win. I don't really. I get that Lima is another good young fighter, but honestly, I don't really understand that there. Why Talbot was not predicted to win. It was close, but Talbot, great job from him. I was so upset with Money Moicano taking an L here on the Dariush. He looked great in the first round, dropping him. But then for some reason, just with his striking defense looked absolutely abysmal. I wasn't necessarily sure why. Why he didn't look that great in that department in the last 2 rounds. But I mean, nobody really cares about that. Everybody cares about the last 3 fights. Joshua Vaughn taking the win over Brandon Royval. I mean, look at Ben at the current moment in time. The dude is an absolute killer on the feet. His quick combinations get the job done, and his striking defense not that great. There were no takedowns in this fight. But I was very happy with what Vaughn did in this fight. A lot of people expected him to win. And this was on 4 weeks' notice coming into this fight, so he did a great job on the feet. Almost could have got dropped there in the last round, but he did a really great job in the 3rd round. Having good strike defense. It looks like he has a chin. He is young though, so that's good to see there. But yeah, his striking was absolutely incredible. His quick combinations got the job done. Royval's defense was not ready for that. Pantoja. Pantoja, I would say he's number 4 in my pound-for-pound rankings at the current moment in time. I can't put him over Makhachev, Merab, and Topuria. But I think 4 is perfect for Pantoja. He gets it done on the feet. Kai Kara France is an incredible striker. We saw him do it against Steve Erceg in his last fight. That he was an incredible striker, but Pantoja realized that anytime he got hit, he was able to take him down. And we all know what Pantoja can do on the ground. He is absolutely incredible there. And I was looking at, when you were watching the fight, now maybe this wasn't everybody, it was me, but I was like, Kara France doesn't have your arm secure. You can get into that chokehold, and Pantoja did a great job of realizing that. If I could see it, then I know the UFC flyweight champion could see it. And he was able to realize that and get the choke win. So good job from him. I think Pantoja dominates Van though. We haven't seen any of Van's takedown defense in his fights. While he is a great striker, Kai Kara France is as well, and Pantoja was easily able to take him down and get a submission win. I think that Pantoja easily beats Joshua Van. Ilia Topuria, his combinations are incredible. He could take a strike and land one. He's I don't know. I guess I would say he's number 2 on my pound for pound rankings right now. His takedown defense, I believe he stuffed the takedown in this fight. He was just able to land a combination and knock down Oliveira. Oliveira's been hurt throughout his career in fights, so this was not really a surprise that Oliveira got knocked out just because of the fact he takes so much damage in his fights, and he was not able to do that in this fight because Topuria has incredible power, man. But yeah, I was not surprised that Topuria took the win here. What's next for Topuria? I don't like Paddy Pimblett. The guy beat, in his last 3 fights, Michael Chandler, King Green, and Tony Ferguson. That's not championship level winning fights. Maybe back in 2015, those are a great 3-fight win streak. But in 2025, that is not at all. And I think Arman Tsarukyan definitely deserves that title shot. He beat Charles Oliveira in his last fight, and he should definitely get the title opportunity next. He made weight at 155 as a backup fighter, which I think, in my opinion, gets him. I wouldn't say gets him the title shot, but definitely it's not. It's just definitely not. It should not be Paddy Pimblett. It doesn't look like Dana White is too keen on that fight as well, which I'm kind of happy to see. But if Paddy can get a top 5 win, then I would not. I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve a shot, but as of now, I think it should be Arman Tsarukyan. But I think Topuria is just incredible right now, and we need that fight with Islam Makhachev, honestly, because I think Topuria beats Tsarukyan, and yeah, I think that Islam wins or lose, I think he should go back down to 155 and fight Topuria.
Ryan, I have a comment.
Also, we have to talk. We also have to talk about John Jones. Come on.
Okay, well, before we get to that comment, before we get to you talking about John Jones, I have some comment from your girlfriend on your self-proclaimed fame, on you being the talk of the town. She says, "quote Yeah, no."
Yeah, yes, babe. I am the man right now. I am the
Also,
talk.
Dom Schalk will be joining us in a few moments.
I love that. Anyway,
So go ahead.
moving on. He's not gonna like my self-proclaimed fame either. But anyway, we gotta talk about John Jones. And Nick, I'll let you comment on this in
Yeah.
a few seconds here. John Jones ducked Tom Aspinall, and I don't understand how you can't say that. John Jones was open to fighting anybody but Tom Aspinall when it came to Francis Ngannou again. Now, he ducked Ngannou for 3 years. So why he was open to fighting him now, I think it's just because he knew it was never going to happen. He said he would fight Ciryl Gane again. He fought Stipe Miocic. He would fight Volkov. He would fight anybody but Tom Aspinall. And when he realized that the UFC was not going to budge on not giving him Tom Aspinall, he just retired. John Jones is an incredible fighter. Is he the GOAT? When you fail 2 PED tests, I don't know. Do I think he's the GOAT? Yeah, because everybody's been on something, maybe except for George St. Pierre and Demetrius Johnson. But everybody's at least gotten caught, and everybody back in the day was on TRT. So it just doesn't really make that much sense to not say John Jones is the GOAT when back then everybody was on these testosterone boosters and stuff like that. To make them even better. And then it eventually got banned. And even now, people are probably on something. Back in the day, Barry Bonds was trying to create a something that wouldn't even be detectable by the MLB. So, everybody was on something. John Jones is definitely, in my opinion, the greatest fighter of all time. Should he have lost to Dominic Reyes and Alexander Gustafsson? Yeah, but it didn't happen. I think he ducked Tom Aspinall. He was willing to fight anybody but Tom Aspinall. It doesn't really make that much sense to me. But yeah, what's next for Aspinall? I would say Ciryl Gane. I don't think Volkov deserves it right now. I would say Gane. He has that. There's the history there. I think the biggest fight is Alex Pereira, but it looks like they're going to do him versus Ankalaev again at 205. So I don't think that's happening right now. But depending on what happens in that fight, if Pereira loses again, then I definitely would do that. I would give Pereira a heavyweight fight and then give him Aspinall. But you need to do like a title eliminator between somebody in the heavyweight division because it's not looking good in the heavyweight division right now. There are literally no contenders. When Gane fights, Aspinall, even if Volkov wins or anybody else, Almeida, whatever his name is, even if they win, they're not gonna beat Aspinall. It's just, I don't know. But if John Jones comes back, if Tom Aspinall eventually loses, it's going to be, nobody can say it's not a duck, honestly. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, now there's all this stuff coming out that Dana White's saying, there was a done deal between Aspinall and Jones, that there was going to be a fight, and then Jones coming out, this is very recently, saying there was never a done deal. I would have been fighting him if there was a deal, and Dana White saying, believe who you want to believe, and then, Jones saying that he retired in 2024. He did fight. I don't know what he's talking about there, and Dana White shut those claims down, but John Jones is in my opinion, is the greatest fighter ever, and yes, he did duck Tom Aspinall, and if there was actually a done deal like Dana White's saying there was, then that is pretty embarrassing. And his claim about retiring in 2024, and him saying he never took steroids. Well, I don't know that I believe that either. So John Jones going down a path that I'm not quite sure is the right one.
Okay. Well, that 3 minutes turned into 10 minutes.
Yep.
That's what it deserves.
I would disagree, but okay. Okay, so Ryan, we stalled just so we could get to the prep and Carol with you.
I like that. Thank you.
We're gonna start with the prep. I will start by giving our scores from the weekend, and then talking a little bit. Let's start with Alden Reed. 11-point win. Dover. Will Lesovitz game-winning shot, 51-48 win. And then finishing off the weekend against Gil St. Bernard, 56-50 loss. Wasn't a pretty game. Takeaways for me, Julian McKee and Will Lesovitz are both all Catholic. Justin McKee, Luke Moransky both need time. Miles Peterson and Jaden Doctor all need time to grow. Those are my takeaways. St. Joe's Prep will be the playoff team. Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all too familiar with what happened here, but St. Joe's Prep was very good last year. Not horrible here in Philly Live. Obviously, you two guys were really up close and, keeping an eye out on St. Joe's Prep these past 2 weeks. Stop.
Celebrity status, boy.
Okay.
Come on.
Obviously the big win over Alden Reed, and then getting another win over Dover, and a loss against Gil St. Bernard. But as I stated earlier, Gil St. Bernard's not a bad team, so it's nice to see that they were close in that game, especially with a good team like that.
Yeah, I mean, Alden Reed is they're all right. They're good. I know we're talking about them, but I mean, if you're when we talk about the prep, I was focusing on my sunglasses.
Yeah, you're talking about the prep.
I said that Julian McKee and Will Lesovitz are good, and the rest of the team needs time to grow.
I'm sorry, I talk about Alden Reed. My sunglasses just look so good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, then maybe take them off and
Nah. This is what this is what gets the viewers. Come on, Sorgi.
Let's ask this. How much did you spend on those?
Oh, I don't even know. Probably like $60. Anyway, moving on. But in all seriousness, the prep, they looked all right over the past few weeks. I think that some cons definitely come with, I wouldn't say a lack of scoring, but there are definitely runs where they don't score the basketball. And that's a big problem there. And rebounding, I mean, that's always been an issue. And I think that they'll get that figured out. It seems like over the season progresses, they get that figured out. And that's what happened last year. So I'm not going to make that as a big issue. I think they'll figure that out eventually. But some pros. I thought that our 3-point shooting looked pretty decent. Justin McKee made a couple of nice shots as well. Luke Moransky still fitting into his role with the prep. But when he gets hot, I mean, he made 3 straight baskets in the last, I think, 10 minutes in the game against whoever we played on Sunday. He was able to help us get in their comeback. Lesovitz could definitely get hot at the right time, had that game winner against Dover the other day. So I think that he's definitely one of the first or second best player on the team, depending on who you ask. But Will Lesovitz has made a lot of improvements. He's able to drive to the rim now and finish at the rim. He's able to make some jump shots as well on the wing. Obviously, we know that he can shoot the 3 ball very, very well. His defense looks good. Very good at communicating on the floor. When it comes to switches, I thought that the prep did a really good job in that. When they played his own defense, they were able to switch really, really well onto defenders. There were a couple of miscommunications, but that's growing pains when it comes to any basketball team. Doesn't matter if you're the NBA champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, if you're St. Joseph's Prep basketball, there's going to be growing pains in the beginning when it comes to just getting your chemistry. So that's nothing to be concerned about, in my opinion. Other pros, I thought that Julian McKee looked great. We know what he can do. He can finish at the rim. He's going to have to score a lot more this season. He's also shot a very good fadeaway jump shot in the past couple of games. I really like what he was doing. Jaden Doctor has played absolutely incredible. I love what Doctor was doing. He's finishing at the rim. He's making great cuts to the basket. He can shoot the jump shot. He has a handle. Plays really good defense on the wing. I'm a big fan of what Jaden Doctor can do. I know what Miles Peterson can do as well. Big body forward who can get it done at all 3 levels defensively. Can also score the ball inside if he can get an outside shot. I think he'd be the complete package for St. Joe's Prep. But overall, as my ranking said, I have them at 7 right now until we see otherwise. I can't really put them above Carroll, who has more talent. But I know we're going to be leading into Carroll just about now, so I'll hand it back over to Sorgi.
Archbishop Carroll. out of wonderful Radnor, Pennsylvania, when we talked to the ref who was reffing their game, he asked us where they were from, and we said Radnor. And he said, Radnor, PA? He said, Radnor, PA's come up then. Because when I used to play against Radnor, this was not good.
Yeah.
But Archbishop Carroll last year, with the most talented roster in the PCL, still with one of the most talented, even with the guys out, misses the playoffs. Now they look for redemption. This weekend, the Knicks Patriots, lose by 10 points to Bergen Catholic, 15 points to St. John's College, and then they win against Rutgers by 12. Ryan Sullivan, the floor is yours.
I mean, Carroll, not country. Carroll has one of the best rosters in the PCL. But for some reason, they just can never find a way to put it together. Whether you put that on the coach, I guess you can if you want to. I mean, look at what's going on. They probably have the best roster. They're on the floor. When I was watching Carroll, they were on the floor arguing with each other in the last couple of minutes.
Yep.
There didn't really seem to have, and other than inbound plays, there really doesn't seem to be many plays called. I didn't like what I saw from Carroll overall. It just kind of looked like a bunch of individuals trying to score the basketball. Munir Gregg didn't look happy in the game that I watched against St. John's. Speaking of that, they're an incredible team, man. I think that whatever state championship that they play in, I think that they'll be
DC
contenders.
area.
Yeah, whatever that means, or whatever division they are in. I think that they'll compete very, very well. But anyway, I think that Carroll, they just need to play together, man. I mean, there were some flashes. There were some flashes of, Munir Gregg distributing the basketball well, but there were times where, so what happened was, what Munir Gregg would do is, I mean, if he would get double teamed, he would drive, kick, try to get it to a cutting guy, and sometimes somebody would drop the basketball and it would force a turnover. Sometimes somebody would catch the basketball. You look at a couple of plays that he had with Drew Corral. He was able to score the ball. So when Carroll can get on the same page and can play together, then they're a pretty good team. But it just doesn't look like that they are. And that's the biggest problem at the current moment in time. They are one of the most talented rosters in the PCL. They are one of the most complete rosters in the PCL. I'd say outside of Newman, they probably are the most complete roster, just based off they have pretty much almost all 5 positions filled. So if they can just put it together, they could be a top 4 team. But if they're playing like they are now and they're just not together, then I don't think that they're going to be able to compete.
I second everything Ryan said. This team should be a lock to go to the Palestra. They are not close to a lock to go to the Palestra. This is an Archbishop Carroll team that has all the talent in the world. They cannot put it together. Until proven otherwise, they won't put it together. Nick Mash, floor is yours to defend your team.
Thank you, Anthony. Well, I don't know that there's much defending that I can really do. Obviously, I'll always have hope and I'll always stick with my team until the end, just as really everybody around here will. But just looking at this isn't a great weekend of basketball. They lose to Bergen Catholic, not as bad as Bonner, as I must say, just to really get that out there. But, the other loss, not great. And then they get that 12-point win. But as Ryan said, not playing as a team, something that we sort of saw last year with that team chemistry and not playing together. And then, they can't run that slow-paced ball that they like to do because they don't have Luca Foster anymore, where they would run that slow pace out to Munir Gregg on the right wing most of the time that would chew off 20 to 30 seconds on the clock and would allow Carroll to sort of calm themselves down and get into the lane. Drew Corral and Ian Williams being back is obviously huge. They're bringing in some big freshmen, Nolan Stock, and a couple other guys, and guys that are playing right now like Caden Moody and Caesar Richardson are big for the program. But Archbishop Carroll's not looking great right now. And where can they improve? They can improve playing as a team, and if they can, then they will be one of the top teams in the Catholic League. If you look at their roster on paper, it's, as you guys said, very complete from top to bottom, from point to center. And, I mean, there's not much more to say from there.
Okay. Nick, do you have to depart us, or can you stick around?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got Carol out of the way.
Thank you, guys.
Nick, your rankings will be coming out at 3 along with the rest of ours.
Yep.
Although Ryan, I guess, decided to leak his early because he just thinks he's that guy.
Man, I didn't know we had a specific time.
I'm messing with you, Ryan.
All right, peace,
I was
guys.
say.
But I'll see you later, Nick. And now we're just waiting for Dom Schultz to get his butt on.
Always late.
Always
late.
I know. Let me text Cam and see if he.
What are we thinking about? The most underrated player in the class of 2027? Because PCL Men's Hoops is asking me. I have a couple guys in mind, but what do you think, Sorgi?
I don't think Caleb Lundy gets enough respect.
You're right.
But I would say, I don't know. It's a good question. What class is Okabata?
27.
Hughes? Is he a 27?
I don't know.
Who are you thinking?
What's his face? Matt. Wait, what's his face again? What's his first name? I forget.
Malik Hughes.
Malik Hughes. Yeah.
Signer saying the most underrated 27 is Eli Scott. I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, actually.
I
don't know. Hughes is 2026.
Okay, well, not him. I don't know. Who were you thinking?
I thought Lundy actually was probably one.
Yeah.
Eli Scott? Who does he play for?
I think he's talking about Eric. I mean, I know Eric Scott. I don't know Eli Scott. I know Eric Scott.
Yeah.
I like Eric.
Yeah, I like Eric Scott.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah,
I
Eric
forgot.
Scott. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Eric Scott. Yeah, I like him. He's a good guy.
Actually, yeah, I didn't think of him. That's what I'm gonna, yeah.
But he's good. Okay. You wanted to touch on Coachville quickly? We touched on them at the top of the show. We talked about how Colton Hiller needs to get the ball more, but if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. I'm actually getting pretty serious about this. So I'm gonna have to take the sunglasses off. I know. Everybody's gonna click off now. Oh shoot, I can't actually even get them off. I know. Everybody's gonna click off now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I took the sunglasses off. Don't click off the stream. But I'm actually gonna be really serious when I say this. That Colton Hiller is that great, and to the point where I believe he should leave Pennsylvania and reclass up a year. Now, depending on where he goes is none of my business. Now, I don't even know if that's going to happen. I don't have any inside scoop. That's just it's just what I think. The reason I think that is because of the fact that he is already the best player in Pennsylvania. Am I right or wrong about that?
You're correct.
Okay. He's the best player in Pennsylvania. He is number 13 on ESPN's class of 2028 players. All right. That is going to go up whenever the next set of rankings are. I don't know when that is. And there are more rankings where he is like top 5.
He's averaging 25 in EYBL.
Yeah, something around there. So, and then he went into Team USA U16 team and dominated the world. Like, he was incredible in those games.
Yeah.
So, look at that right there. There is no he is the best player in Pennsylvania as a sophomore. Dominated the world on a national stage. What does he have left to prove in Pennsylvania and as a class of 2028?
That he can get the ball at Coatesville because they don't give him the ball. Sorry.
Regardless of what you think at Coatesville. Take Coatesville out of the equation.
Yeah.
He does, even if he went to one of the best teams in the if whether he went to a Roman or a Judge or a Newman Goretti, he doesn't need them. He is I don't know if I'd say miles above, but he is definitely above everybody as a sophomore. There is no reason why he shouldn't just reclass up and leave Pennsylvania. Is he going to do it? I don't know. I think that his family really liked Coatesville.
They did.
Right. But I think he should do it. It's just he has literally nothing left to prove. I don't know. I mean, with the top recruits in the country, he was one of the top 2-3 guys that stood out on the U16 team. I think that he should reclass up a year and leave Pennsylvania.
There we go.
There's nothing left to prove.
Okay, do you have anything to say about Tap?
I mean, Tep could have had it all, man. If they had RJ and Zion Green, like they literally could have had it all. They could have won the state championship next season if they had that. Hell, they could have won it this year if they had those guys. I mean, they had RJ or whatever, but like they didn't have Zion. Tep is going to win the pub. There's no doubt about it. They're saying they wanted to make pub rankings, Sorgi. So I don't know. Maybe you and me got to.
Okay, it's Tap number 1 and everyone else below.
Pretty much, but even still, like.
How about this? We'll do all area rankings.
That's actually a good idea. Well, I do think we should do pub rankings, though. I think it's a good idea. You and me should do combined pub rankings. Anyway, look at Tep is the best. I don't know. Tep's probably the best team in the area right now. I mean, what do you think? Like
when ZMG comes back, yeah.
Right, but like Newman is like when it comes to the city championship, Newman's 4A. Who's gonna
5A?
5, whatever. I don't know, man. Like, is there another team that can compete? Like, I mean, Roman's good, Judge is good, but like, who do you like? I don't know. Like, who's gonna be able to take down Tep? Like, Tep is a really good team right now. They play with a lot of chemistry, and I don't think that Roman can get chemistry. It just has to develop. Judge has chemistry already, but without Kavere and Everett, do they have the star power to beat Tep? I mean, Tep doesn't necessarily have all the star power in the world, but they play with a lot of chemistry, and a lot for high school basketball. So I don't know. I think that, and they have the best. I mean, I guess historically, Noble is the best coach.
It's either him, Moscow, or Ergel.
Right. So, yeah, I think that Tep's probably the best team in the area right now. No doubt about it. And, I mean, you just have to see how Roman progresses over the course of the season, honestly. And I don't know. I mean, could Tep be below Roman and Judge? Maybe. Based off how you think that all 3 teams are going to turn out. But right now, see, as you said, ZMG's not back. So, like, you probably are going to have to put Roman and Judge over Tep. But, like, when all is said and done and when the season ends, depends on how you think that both teams are going to end and do over the course of the season.
Yeah, but also remember Tep beat Gonzaga, which I think is worth noting.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's something. Also, Dom Campanera and Dom Schultz will be joining us once they are finally off Not Your Average Sports Show.
All right.
Which I thought they were done like 20 minutes ago. Apparently not. They're still going. Okay, should we talk about Archbishop Wood?
Let's go ahead.
Okay. Let's go to their results from the day. From the weekend. They lose to Sidwell Friends 66-52. They beat St. Joe's from Jersey 65-46, and they beat Colonia from Jersey, Brady McAdams buzzer beater 65-64. Thoughts?
Well, I think we had I think I posted Wood's highlights on my page. If I can just pull that, let me make sure I did do that. Actually, I think I did. Let's see. That's Sammy Jackson dunk. That's another Sammy Jackson dunk. Jesus. Regardless, I think that Wood is a really good team right now. but I don't. Yeah, I did post their highlights. So Wood is a good team. They have all the talent. They have Brady McAdams. They have Donahue. They have Jenkins. I'm definitely missing somebody right now.
Lundy,
Lundy, sorry. They have
best player
all the
on their
talent.
team.
What is it?
Best player on their team, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that if you're Archbishop Wood, you have the 3-point shooting, you have a good rebounder, but your rebounder needs to be able to play in the damn post. Jenkins does not have a post game right now. I'm looking at the highlights right now. Like he can get a rebound and score, but when you have guys that are tired, and need to like take a breather on the around, you need to have somebody like Jaden Jenkins to just back up some guy in the post and to be able to make a little hook shot or something like that. You can't do that right now. And if you're Archbishop Wood, you got to be pedal to the metal 24/7. And it doesn't really look like they're a Father Judge or a St. Joe's Prep or a Newman Goretti that are pedal to the metal 24/7. They just don't look like they're that team. They look like they have to play a half court offense to be a really great team. So if that's the case, you need a center that has a post game, and that's not what Jaden Jenkins has at the current moment in time. So I think that he needs to develop that by the time we get into December. And Brady McAdams is still really good. He still can shoot the three. He still can he still scored all three levels. Lundy, same thing. Donahue's still a good 3-point shooter. They have all the talent. But I think a lot of it does rely on Jaden Jenkins, and I don't want to put the pressure on the guy because I'm a big fan of him. I really like what he does.
Absolutely.
I think he can be a big star in the PCL and go to a pretty good Division I college. But he has to get a post game, and he's got to develop that he's got a lot of time left. He's got a lot of time until he can do that. So if he can do that, there are really no centers in the PCL right now. I mean, I know you have Corral.
Corral, Wheatley, and Ndai. That's it.
Right. That's about it. So if you want to compete with Newman, you got to develop this post game. You got to be able to block. I mean, he's also a rim protector defensively. I think a lot of it relies on him. But Brady McAdams has got to be able to be efficient. He wasn't efficient in that last game against St. Joe's Prep. There are times where he gets very, very cold. But Wood, I think they're a good team, man. I really do. I love Coach Moscow. We obviously know him personally. Really good guy. And I think he's one of the best coaches in the state of Pennsylvania. But they got to be able to put it all together because once again, they're just another team that has all the talent in the world, but they just got to be able to put it together.
I think very simply, Archbishop Wood is easily number 4.
Right.
But they're not any better than 4. It's that simple. Just
I agree.
Simple. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, to the top 3. Next, we go to Broad and Vine. We talked about them at the top of the show, but let's talk about it now. Ryan, floor is yours. The Cahillites of Roman Catholic.
Yeah, Roman. I mean, I feel like they're just going to – right now, it seems like they're that team that just fights from behind every game and comes back. They did it against Coatesville. They almost did it against St. John's. I mean, we know what Sammy Jackson and R.J. Smith bring to the table. I was very impressed with R.J. In transition. He was able to lead the Cahillites in transition, able to make the right pass. I mean, he has probably would you say the best handles in the state? I would think so.
He's also a dog defensively.
Right, yeah, he's a pesky defender. He's in your face every single second. I would say the best handles in the city. I posted some of his highlights where he's just putting dudes on skates the whole game. He's a very efficient point guard. We know that. If he was just 6 feet, man, he would be. I mean, oh god, he would. It would be scary. But yeah, Sammy. Sammy is looking very good defensively. Making a lot of improvements there. You see a couple of the clips that I've posted where he's been able to get a steal and get a transition dunk. I really like him what he's been doing defensively. He's been able to poke the ball out a bit more. He's able to intercept a couple of passes. So I'm really liking what Sammy Jackson's been doing on the defensive end of the floor. But we know what he can do offensively. He can get to the rim. He can shoot the jumper. He's a very good pull-up jumper. He can shoot a catch and shoot 3 as well. We know what he brings to the table. Presley, didn't see much of him. He rebounded pretty decently, though, in the game against St. John's. There was one occasion where I think there was 3 guys on his back, and he still was grabbing those rebounds and putting it up. He was good. I think he's got to get a couple more shots up, though. I would have liked to see him get a couple more shots up just to get him customized to the to Roman. And then Shane Jackson looked okay. He obviously is a freshman on varsity. He's got a lot of time. He definitely needs time to develop. But I thought he looked pretty decent. He has a pretty good post game too. I mean, he was backing dudes down and shot a little jelly layup on one occasion. I think I posted that on my Instagram story yesterday. But I mean, he's a pretty good post player. If he can get some height, man, he could be another Sharif Jackson. Honestly, they say he's a guard, but he has a post game as well. He looked all right, but he definitely needs some time. Overall, Roman, they need to get their chemistry down. I think that is just. I think that will happen. But you can't. But in our rankings, you can't necessarily take Roman and put them above Judge and Newman, in my opinion, just because of what you think is going to happen in the future. We have to base them off what they did do and what they didn't do. And what they didn't do is have a lot of chemistry. What Newman and Judge did is have a lot of chemistry and put that forward into very easy wins. That is not what the KLites did this past weekend, and they had to come from behind against Coatesville, and they got dominated by St. John's. So I think that once again, chemistry will come. I think that they will be at the Palestra when it's all said and done. Will they win the Palestra? As of now, as of what they've done, no.
Yeah, I do have some fun little thing for whatever it's worth. We have 7 people watching now. Why Not Gav of course the Illis Club just posting moments ago that Lil Baby's wearing some Illis again last night. So shout out there. Of course you can catch me. Ryan needs to get himself some, but you can catch me with my red flame hoodie and my white t-shirt.
I do.
Yeah. Go buy some Illis, folks. Go support Gav. Okay, number 2. As Nick Mashplito likes to say, them boys at Father Judge.
Yeah. Yeah. Judge is. You want to hand it to me?
You go ahead and I'll follow up on you.
All right, fair enough. I mean, Judge right now, they look good, man. I mean, you can't hate because of the fact that they're playing with chemistry. I think Derek Morton Rivera is going to win PCL MVP. You look at Max Majinski at the current moment in time; he has made a lot of improvements. Defensively. He's able to get to the rim now. He has a good jumper. I think that he's probably, if there is a most improved award in the PCL, I definitely think he will win it. I'll make one myself for him. But yeah, he's definitely the most improved since last year so far. Rocco Westfield, we know what he can do. He's a sniper from 3. He was able to do that in the at the Palestra last year and the state championship onward. But yeah, Judge right now, they obviously lost Caver. They lost Everett Barnes. They were undoubtedly the best team last year. Once again, I don't think they're better than Newman just because I don't think they're not complete like Newman. But they definitely, as I said, I think Roman might eventually jump Judge just based off the star power. But as of now, what Judge has done, they've played with a lot of chemistry. They're able to make easy passes in transition to get open buckets. They're able to set up their teammates well. They run their plays well. Father Judge is good. Once again, will they stay at 2? I don't know. But as of what we've seen, they're the second best team in the PCL.
I think they can end up at number 1.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they can end up at number 1. I'm not saying that they can't.
Yeah, they're a really good team. Max Mashinsky was really good. Rocco Westfield's the sharpshooter we knew he would be. DMR, the rifle, absolute stud. He's going to be an MVP contender. So yeah, overall, this is a really, really good Father Judge team. And they are going to be easily contenders, without a doubt. Okay, let's go to number 1, South Philadelphia. The South Philly Standard, Newman Duretti. Munchie, Wright, and company.
Hold on. We're saying the Standard?
They have a standard there with all those rings that they've won. There's the standard.
All right.
Would you disagree with that? With all those state championships and PCL chips, so they're just standard that they have to be a winning program.
I'll just shut up.
Okay. Let's go. 20-point win
Well,
over.
hold on. If you don't win your league, you can't say you won it all.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
You can't say you won it all. If Newman wins the PCL this year and then wins 5A, they can say they won it all. You can't not win the PCL last year and win 5A and claim you won it all. It just doesn't work like that.
Yes, the PCL champion is Father Judge won, so they are the undisputed champion of Pennsylvania.
Correct.
That's that.
And then they won their state.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it. Linden, they from Jersey, 20-point win. Sidwell Friends from DC. What a win that was. St. Peter's Prep, another 59-55 win. Ryan, let's talk about this Sidwell Friends game. And let me say, against Sidwell, incredible team. Ian Common and company. I mean,
who was number 0? What's number 0's name again?
Jalen Collingwood.
Yeah, that dude was a dog, man. That dude was grabbing rebounds and dunking stuff down. That dude was a dog.
If anyone is ever near a Sidwell Friends game, Sidwell Friends is the scorer. The president's kids all go. The Obamas went there. The Nixons went there. The Clintons went there. A lot of presidents' kids go there. So yeah, it's a powerhouse school, and if you're anywhere near the DMV, go to one of their games. They are incredible. But Newman Goretti without Marquise Newsom with the win.
Yeah, we were what do you call it? We were talking to Mike of Philly Hoop Group, and he told us that Newsom was okay. He didn't have a limp or anything. It was probably just a precautionary thing for Newman. You don't want to injure arguably your best player in a Philly Live game. I mean, I know Philly Live is really highly looked at from college coaches. I mean, you saw Izzo and Calipari there, but regardless, you don't want to get him injured in a game that doesn't count against a team that you're never going to see in the regular season. But anyway, Newman, man, my comparison to their team is the Showtime Lakers because they move the ball around and they're able to make these crisp passes to get inside and get these crazy looking layups. I mean, they don't even dunk the ball that much. I know they have that London Collins dunk was really nice in transition against Sidwell, but Newman, man, I mean, offensively, they move the ball around. They're able to create open layups. Stephon Ashley Wright had a couple reverse layups. I mean, he looked absolutely a couple had a spin move as well to the layup. I mean, he puts on some flashy plays as well. They just look like the '80s Lakers, man. Just based off what they can do, and just watch one of their games. I mean, and then defensively, they're able to create turnovers. They're able to knock the ball out. They're pests defensively. They're able to get a lot of steals. They show a lot of effort diving for the basketball. And this team right now just looks absolutely incredible. They barely have played together, and their chemistry is already through the roof. And who knows what they're going to do going forward. As long as they're able to stay healthy. I know Newsom got that injury. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the future. That they get injured. I don't want to see that happen. But right now, man, they're the number one team, no doubt about it. And Sidwell Friends, that's a good team, man. That is a good team. And Newman was able to come back and win that game. In the beginning, they did not look good at all. But they were able to come back. They were able to find it. They were able to figure it out. They got turnovers. They were able to make some really tough shots. And they figured it out, man. So give them credit.
Yeah, Newman Goretti is the best team in the city, in my opinion. And yeah, okay. Well, as we wait for Camp and Shulk, I think that we should unveil the media poll.
Okay.
So we are going to start with my rankings, and then we'll go to the media poll. So we're going to bear with us a moment here as we try to figure this out. Present. And then we're actually going to do a quick download of these couple pages. it's interesting the results of this media poll because a good amount of them were submitted prior to the dethroning of Roman as number one.
Right.
Well, but a lot of people, including Nick, just sticking with it, sticking with their picks, which is something for sure. No doubt about that at all. I want to make it into not a PNG. I want it as a PDF. Hold on, sorry, I gotta do this here. PDF standard 11, page 1, 1 and 11. This should do it for us. Okay, hopefully we'll be good now. Ryan, do you want to talk through your rankings?
Yes, I will. In 1 second, actually, if my Instagram will work with me here. I mean, obviously we know. Well, I'll just say it now. I think that. I think that Newman is undoubtedly the best team in the PCL at the current moment in time. Just what I said. Like they have the most chemistry out of anybody. And then you have Father Judge. Once again, they got the chemistry as well. They're able to move the basketball. They're dominated. Didn't dominate, but they had a pretty good, easy win over Coatesville. And it could have been even easier for them if they would have played more of their starters. And then Roman, I think that once again, they don't have the chemistry, but they have a lot of potential. They obviously got the win over Coatesville. They're still a very talented team. Wood, once again, another very talented team, but they're miles below Roman, Judge, and Newman. If they put it all together, though, I think they got a shot. Bonner, Corey Francis, Cam Jackson, and then there's a couple other guys as well. Once again, I think star power means the most in the PCL, and they have that there. Carroll, I have them at 6 just because of their talent. I would put them 1 below. But I just think they have so much talent, man. If they can just get this, if they can just figure it out, I think they'll be better. But honestly, they could be dropped to 8. If I could see you dropping them to 8 and putting the Prep and West Catholic up a few. Yeah,
and then the gets it together, they could drop to 9. That 5 through, to me, in my opinion, that 5 through 9, after seeing everyone play this, well, not seeing everyone play in person, but knowing the results of all the games this weekend, that 5 through 9 can be changed in a heartbeat.
Right. The Prep, I mean, we know what they can bring. They're not great, but they're not bad at all. We know what they are, so I think putting them in the middle is definitely fair. West Catholic, I mean, they don't have the star power, and I'm a big fan of their coaching staff, though. But I just think if they can put it all together, I think losing Javon Burge hurts a lot, but Kingston Wheatley, if he can step up to the plate, then he is going to be West Catholic can turn out to be the 5 seed, honestly. Archbishop Ryan, once again losing some talent, but still a pretty decent team. I once again their coaching staff I enjoy. I really like them. But yeah, I think 9's perfect for them. LaSalle at 10. They're not worse than Lansdale, Egan, O'Hara, and Devon, but they're definitely not better than the 5 through 9 seeds. Okabeta is really the only really good player on their team. Other than that, it's kind of, if they didn't have Okabeta, I probably would put them at around 12 or 13. Like, they're just not that great of a team right now. They're not going to have Joey O'Brien. They're not going to have McAyu, I think as I say his name, playing. Yeah, they've lost pretty much all their talent. Parisi as well graduated. They lost all their talent. And you only have Okabeta. I'm surprised he didn't transfer, honestly. Probably would have been better for him. Lansdale, I mean, listen, they have some talent on their team, but they're not going to be great. So I think that they'll do a lot better than last year, and a lot better, probably 3 wins. Egan, once again, not that much talent. O'Hara, nobody. Devon, nobody. So yeah, I think my rankings are fair. Once again, if you want to change 5 through 9, then I wouldn't really disagree. I mean, honestly, you could put Carroll at 8, the Prep at 6, and West at 7. Or hell, you can even put West at like 6, or you can even put West above the Prep. So like, I'm not saying that there is you can't change these, but as of now, I think that my rankings are fair. I don't think that there's anything that is like very out there. I think they're fair right now, and yeah, I think that we'll see once the season starts.
Okay, now to my rankings.
PCL
There
Men's Soups
we are.
actually. PCL Men's Soups actually just sent me his player rankings.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it, Ryan. I think you'll have some criticisms. If you'd like to voice those, go ahead.
I mean, I could see West at 5. I mean, these aren't these aren't bad actually. I think
Bonner went 0-3 on the weekend, so I
yeah,
don't.
no, that's the biggest thing, but I think they'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I think based off that, you probably could move them down. Honestly, I don't hate these. I think everybody understands kind of where everything should be. Once again, I think that Carroll can be dropped to 8. I'm
Agreed.
surprised that
They
actually didn't
have too much
happen.
talent. They have too much talent.
I mean, this is actually pretty good. Like, I can't really hate on this actually. This is actually all right.
Well, there you go. So, my reasoning: Devon Prep and Cardinal O'Hara are easily the worst two. Lansdale Catholic is on the up, not that much of an up. Conwell Egan, same deal there. LaSalle, they're a playoff team. They're not more. They're a play-in team. They're not more. What Archers O'Brien, they can rise. They could get as high as 5, maybe even higher potentially if they really get together. As could any of these teams. St. Joe's Prep, they need time to grow. Archers of Carroll just needs to figure it out. They don't have all the time in the world. They have a lot of 2026s. They got to figure this all out. Then you go to Bonner. 0-3 on the weekend. Again, they need to figure it out. West Catholic, they need to figure it out as well, although I think that they're going to have less of a problem figuring it out. Great coaching there. Then we got a number 4, Archbishop Wood. Number 3, Roman Catholic. And then the top 2, Father Judge and Newman Goretti. Now, Ryan, to the media poll as a whole. Camp and Schulk are only on number 25 in the draft. So we'll stall a little bit. Let's see it. Here we go. Here is the
Jesus
poll officially.
I mean,
The
prep is not 8. The prep is 7. They're not below average.
I have the prep at 8.
No, the prep is not. Wait, you had the prep at 8? I thought you had them.
Yeah, I have the.
No, I highly disagree with that. The prep is a very average team right now. They're not below average.
It's not about the average though. It's about Carroll has a better roster. Carroll looked better than we did.
You're saying
very good, but they look better.
You're saying on a PCL level that the prep is below average.
I'm saying that the prep is I think that the prep is worse than the teams above that. That's what I'm saying.
Which is on a PCL scale below average.
Yeah, but the point is that of average, the point is there are a lot of good teams in this league. You could put the prep as high as 5 if they can get it together.
Yes, so once again, you're saying on a PCL level they are a below average team right now.
As of now, I think that them and Carroll are both sitting. If you look, there's the top 7 and the bottom 7. And the prep and Carroll, I think you could switch them. But right now, I think that the prep is at average. That's where I think they are.
Well, if they are at average, then they're 7.
But 7, it's not like if it was 15 teams, then 8 would be the middle. There is no middle. The middle 7 are like. Yeah,
so the middle. So yeah, if there were 15 teams, then the prep would be average. But if they're not,
my point is that it's not like there's one middle team. You have one there. If you count from the bottom, the prep is 7 from the bottom, and Carroll is 7 from the top. It's not like there's one that if you have 15 teams in there, you have one team that is both 8th from the top and 8th from the bottom.
Yeah, I get that. Once again,
what I'm saying is the prep's there alongside Carroll, but Carroll has more talent, and I think St. Joe's Prep could very easily rise up, but they need time. Bonner has more proven players. West has more proven players. Carroll has more proven players.
I think West can beat 5, but based off what we saw this weekend, I don't think so. I think Bonner has the potential. They just couldn't close out. West, there were some games where they just didn't play well at all. But Bonner, there were games where I think they did play well, and they just couldn't close. So I think there's a difference. Carroll, I mean, the prep has better coaching staff, no doubt about it. But once
I
again,
agree
we
with
can't.
that. There's no doubt. But we
But
also
once,
have seen
but
Chris
once
Paul.
again, but no, hold on. Once again, we can't base it off what we think they're going to do. We have to base it off what they did do.
If the prep wins that last game, I have zero questions. They're above Carroll. But because they lost, and it wasn't a pretty game, I think you'd agree they should fight, though it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
I think that this team needs time to grow. I think that they, by the end of the year, will be higher than 8. But right now, we are ranking them based off of how they are right now at this moment. And St. Joe's Prep right now, in my opinion, is the number 18 in the Philadelphia Catholic League at this second. Now to the full poll. There it is. In my opinion, Bonner is too high. West is too low. Carroll is too high. Roman is too high. O'Hara is too low.
Too low. I think
But
Devin.
O'Hara and Devin easily. That's
think,
not a big
yeah,
deal.
I think Devin and Carroll should be switched. Or not Carroll. Devin and O'Hara should be switched. I think Lansdale's better than Egan. Bonner, I agree with. I mean, if you just flip Carroll and West, then this is pretty good. For what I had, this is good.
And what number did you have the prep at?
7.
7 above West.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
I think this is good, honestly. I mean, the top 4 is like confirmed, and then like, yeah.
I'm trying to. Currently, they're on pick 28 on Not Your Average Sports Show. I'm talking about Hugo Gonzalez from Spain.
Some random guys that we're never going to see in the NBA.
Left to talk about, we have Liam McNeely and Yannick Conan Niederhauser from Penn State. That's
These sunglasses are so good, though.
My dad has aviators, and I hope he never wears them again.
Yeah, look at these. These are good, dude. Gee,
but there you go. But when did you buy them?
Just recently, actually, down the shore.
Wonderful. That does seem like something that you would get down the shore. Okay, well, do you want to talk about anything else while we wait for these guys to get their butts on here?
I think we had, I think, what else happened in the NBA? I mean, we had a couple of moves happen. That Colin Sexton trade was terrible. I
didn't really pay much attention.
The Hornets traded Yusuf Nurkic for Colin Sexton and a 2030 second-round pick. I thought that was terrible by the Jazz. But I do think that, I don't know if you agree with me, Sorgi, that the Hornets should put LaMelo as the 2 guard because I don't think he can take the ball up. I think he's too inefficient. I think Sexton should be the guy to do that because think of it, LaMelo is a good catch and shoot guy. He can get to the rim and he can make a good pass if he doesn't get an open shot. But I don't think he should take the ball up. What do you think?
I agree with that. He's not. If I'm being straight up honest, he's not enough of a team player.
I don't think he's a winning player, honestly.
He's not a winning player either. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's much winning at all in that ball thing. I'll say it straight up and simple.
And then there's Ace Bailey going to the Jazz. I mean, honestly, if I'm the Jazz, I'd just tell him tough luck, bro. Like, request a trade after 1 year, but you're playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's gonna be getting paid $30 million. No one's turning that down.
Yeah. Let's talk about Shane Victorino. It looks like he'll be inducted into the MLB Hall of Pretty Good today. Have you heard about this, Ryan?
Victorino, where?
Into the MLB Hall of Pretty Good.
Oh.
On social media, it looks like he is on track to be a 97% vote in, which will be the highest of all time.
Oh, interesting.
So I think that's something of note for sure that he will be the best of all time into the Hall of Pretty Good. Joining, who else will he be joining in there? He'll be joining. let's see here.
I mean, he's a legend, dude.
He is a legend. I'm trying to see who else is going to be there. Who else is in this great great thing? It'll be and Nolan watching from Judge. Yes, he will have his list. Everyone's graphic is going to look exactly like that. Who else? I'm trying to wait to see who else is in here. I'm trying to scroll down and see. Alex Avila did not make it in. So he missed. There were a couple guys that made it in who I thought were cool. Hideki Matsui made it in. So yeah, so good for him. We're very happy for him. Let's see what number they're on now. Okay, they're finishing up. They're doing their outro, so now we can finally get their opinions.
Finally.
Let me text them and tell them to join up.
Cause I'm hungry, dude.
I had lunch right before I got on here, but
I'm a hungry fella.
I never had breakfast though. I woke up at like 10:30 this morning.
I just popped my eardrum, man. Gee, man. Oh, my damn ear. I don't know. What should we be eating for lunch though? Honestly,
I had a prosciutto and provolone sandwich.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
Several warmed up in the microwave. Got it nice and toasty.
All right, I like that.
I don't know. I might do the same thing for dinner. I don't know. Let's see the Instagram notifications.
Like that.
Do we have any more comments on your post, Ryan?
You did not. Nobody has the nuts to reach out.
Someone said the new WNBA team should be named the Philadelphia 70 Sisters.
That's funny. They'll never do that.
I feel like the Philadelphia Love. That's kind of a basic name, but I feel like that could be a cool name.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited though. Also, how about this? We're going to be able to play as guys like Kavere Kennedy, Jordan Ellerby, Jaron McKee, Everett Barnes in college basketball 29.
Yeah, I thought about that. I thought that's really cool.
In college football 25, guys like Anthony Sacca, Isaiah West, Max Roy, Cam Smith. Yeah, college basketball game is going to be one of the greatest games ever.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. I'm very excited for that one.
So that should be something.
Another reason for Colton Hiller to reclass up a year.
Indeed.
I'm telling you, man.
So, yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to get on here and chat with us now.
Let's go Dom Campanaro. What are we doing? Start going Dom Camp.
But yeah. Here, let's...
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about this lunch, dude. I'm telling you right now. It's hard. This is a good place. It's called Punk Burger. I love it. I might get that, honestly.
Dude, it's 103 degrees outside right now. Feels like it's 103. 90 degrees feels like 103.
Oh my god. That's terrible.
I looked, and yeah, yesterday was bad too.
This is terrible, Sorgi.
It's terrible.
I mean, honestly, I would take it over the cold, but like,
I would take like, dude, I would take like 40 degrees over this.
Yeah, you could say that.
Or like 45 where it's still hoodie weather. Like, I take that over that. Like, if it's 45 hoodie weather, I'm taking that over this. How terrible this is. Brandon Russell was live on Instagram last night. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You're a big Brandon Russell guy.
I love him, dude. Can score on all three levels, plays great defense, and he does it so efficiently too. Like, it's nothing. What I would say there, I don't know if he's not like the greatest, but he is good, dude. Like, he can play, and I don't know if he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I'm getting Punk Burger.
Philly's trade deadline. You want to talk about that at all?
I mean, I don't even know who we gonna get.
That's for you. You're a Phillies. You're the Phillies guy here. You talk.
Well, before we do that, I'm gonna get this I'm gonna get Punk Burger because see, I've never had this burger before. It's called the Nattiest Single Smash. Single smash cheddar cheese, chopped onions, Nattiest secret sauce. What are Zaida's pickles? Is that like a? That must be like a just thing that they have.
I don't know. I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Kaylin Clark to the new Philly team. How do you feel about that? If they were to make a move for her?
That would be pretty cool, actually. Like, what if we could have the Like, what if we could have a What was I gonna say? What if we could like on the extension on the or it's not what is it called?
Expansion
The
draft.
expansion draft.
Usually, you can only a team can like reserve
they can
one or two players.
Right. They can have like guys that like aren't like eligible to be drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Clark would obviously be a part of that, but like
her, Sabrina Ionescu, Asia Wilson.
Right. I mean, yeah, we wouldn't get like any of the superstars.
You can sign a superstar though.
That's true. That is very true. I mean, I don't know who's going to own this franchise. Is it going to be Josh
Harris?
Okay, so it is going to be Josh Harris. And I mean, so I guess he's not. So I guess the Sixers aren't going anywhere anytime soon. They're not going to Jersey.
Yeah, I will say though that Dawn Saley said she'd be interested in becoming a part owner.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense, honestly. She probably, honestly, I would like for her, if she would be the coach, that would be incredible. But I doubt that happens.
She said she doesn't want to be the coach. She wants to own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to happen in 2030, so it's a long time away.
Yeah, God.
Philly's trade deadline, though, actually, is interesting because, I mean, could we get, like, a new, like, center fielder or something? Like, I don't know. Because, like, you can, but I don't know, because Kemp has been playing good, so can you just put him at full-time DH?
Okay,
I don't know.
Said he's joining currently.
Put him at full-time DH when Harper comes back.
That's an option.
And then, but just keep Schwarber, and then maybe you just put Schwarber and left field, or maybe Hal Kemp could play center field. I don't know, but you got to find if he continues to hit the ball, you got to find a way to keep him in the lineup now. Has he been hitting? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched in the past couple of days. I haven't had time.
The Lakers have a new purple jersey, and the Nationals have announced that their new jersey sponsor will be AARP.
Also, speaking of the Lakers, it looks like they're going to go after your guy Brook Lopez.
That's fine with me. I like him. He's a good player, but we have Bobby Portis that we just re-signed. So
that's true. I do like Bobby Portis. Then they're also going after Ayton, but honestly, I think Ayton will Ayton will be a lot cheaper.
Apparently, the Bucks are going to try to get after Ayton, which I don't understand.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
My take is we should trade Dame. We should trade Kuzma.
I think you should. You can't trade Dame. Who are you going to trade Dame for? He has no value.
Dame for first, straight up.
Dame for what? What?
One first round pick.
No, that's not going to work.
Well, how about Dame for a role player?
I mean, nobody's going to.
Something.
See, the thing is that in today's NBA, nobody's going to trade a superstar for a high-end role player with that contract.
What about Kyle Kuzma? Could you trade him?
Yeah, you could probably trade Kuzma, but you won't get much for him. Maybe we can get like a decent role player for him.
I just want money off the books. That's all.
But Kuzma's not a winning player. Like he can't even be a third option on a championship team. Is what it looks like, honestly.
Okay, Camp will also be joining.
Where's Shulk? I thought he said he was joining.
I think it takes a second to get onto a new StreamYard. They have to email the link to themselves. The whole thing. Apparently, it's about to rain here. Oh, here we go. His profile picture is hysterical.
Yeah, I saw it on Not Your Average Sports. So.
It's a different one.
Oh, it's a different one.
It is of a Latin teacher at St. Joe's Prep.
Oh, that's not good.
Joining us now, is the co-president of the best media program in the Delaware Valley. He is the one. He is the only. Ball and whistle, Dom Schulk.
Oh my God!
Woo! Thank you, Sullivan. Wow.
and
Mr. Dirk is the legend, fellas.
And Vice President of WSJP, Dom.
He's a dog.
Can we please get this?
Okay, that was a terrible run-in, but woo!
Yeah, Thomas Sorber, baby.
Thomas Sorber.
Yo, please get
Don't
Archbishop
voice.
Carroll out of that 6th spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Whoa.
Actually, no, I don't agree.
I did just
don't
that.
agree.
That is a vastly better poll. Beautiful. I love my West Catholic respect.
I think West Catholic with under Coach Boak is going to be able to figure it out.
West Catholic has the juice.
But Archbishop Carroll, I have more doubts. But guys, this is the media poll. I'd like to say that Dom Schulk and Dom Camp both contributed to Roman being number 2. So
I didn't even realize Roman was at 2. Oh my God, what are you doing?
My Newman propaganda will reign strong.
Why is Judge not at 2? What the hell's
Wait,
going on
why
here?
Wait, what happened with Rome? All right. So, never mind.
what happened with Roman is they barely beat Coatesville, who Judge beat by 16.
And Judge could have won by 30 if they didn't put in their bench guys.
Who they put in?
Exactly.
I don't know. They put in their
They
bench
put in all
guys.
their bench players.
Should have put in Liam Gibson.
Sure.
Shout out him.
Sure, yeah. But regardless, I mean, I didn't even see that Judge was at 3. Oh my god. That is.
But yeah, those are the rankings. Schulk and Camp, would you like to give your opinions on
Put Egan over LaSalle, bro.
that's
respect
an interesting
Egan.
take.
I am
Why?
Egan's number 1 respecter.
Why? You gotta
It's the
say
vibe.
why.
It's the vibe.
Dude. Okay. Dom Campanaro, would you like to give some actual analysis to this?
Carroll should be at 8, and Prep and West should move up by a spot.
Okay.
I would tend to disagree with that just because I think West Catholic has actually proven themselves with this core. I think St. Joe's Prep has not proven at all. I think they will prove, but I don't. Right now, we're talking about who the best teams are right now. I think Archbishop Carroll has a better roster than St. Joe's Prep, and I think that
All Archbishop Carroll has proved ever since I've entered high school is that they have the worst coach in the PCL.
Wait,
well, someone we were waiting for someone to say it, and he was the one to say it. So there you go.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say.
Oh, and by the way,
they're
I'd like to
great.
make it clear. I am not falling for Ian Williams propaganda. I'm tired of hearing it. Bro, he's totally the best point guard in the PCL and is going to be a first-team All-Catholic. For sure, bro. He's played one healthy year and it was his freshman year. I'm tired of hearing about this propaganda. I'll believe Ian Williams is that guy when I see Ian Williams being that guy. And
No,
not
I
just
do.
hear about it from
No,
Nicholas
see
Mastropolito.
that's actually something I do agree with because he's got to stay healthy. And when he's on the floor, he can play great, but that's never on the floor. I agree with that. I agree. Can't.
Yeah, Camp.
Well, my opinion doesn't matter, but
Who said that? You're in the damn media poll.
no, I think I had Roman finishing first.
Oh my god.
Because I'm weird. No, well, because I'm weird. That's why. But
Basic.
no, I will go to Coach Carl's house and ask him. I could go down the street right now and ask him, but I won't. Because I think that I'm telling you, if you're saying what I think you're right. West Catholic has proved themselves. I'm putting them over Carroll. I think Carroll is gonna be mid. I think they're gonna be middle of the pack team, although they should be like 3 or 4 realistically.
What I will say is that at the end of the year, St. Joe's Prep will be better than Archbishop Carroll. Right now, they are not there.
No, I do.
Okay,
I agree
well,
with that.
I would agree that West and Carroll should be flip-flop.
West.
And I had West over Bonner because Bonner went 0-3 on the weekend.
Nah, but as I said, Bonner just
Bonner's
didn't close.
Can anyone name the Bonner front court in this call?
No.
Tariq Warner.
Tariq Warner is a guard, is he not?
Well, their guards are Corey Francis and Cam Jackson, so he's gonna be in the front court.
I guess he has to. Point is, the Bonner front court is non-existent. It is Cam Jackson, Tariq Warner, and Corey Francis. All realistically should be in the backcourt. I mean, with Warner is 6-man. But, I mean, West is a lot more balanced. By the way, is it confirmed Ramir Speaks is gone?
That was put out, I think, on social media.
Okay.
I mean, listen, with Carroll, like, you beat Rutgers. Congratulations. Like, Bonner actually played better competition, did they not?
Bonner played.
They played Artsburg. Both teams lost to Bergen. Yeah, like.
And then they lost to Friendship Tech.
Right.
But the fact that they're losing to Arts from Jersey, like that's not good.
Nah, that's not good. I agree with that. But it's also not good for Carroll to get their asses handed to them in their first 2 games, and then beat a team that's not that good at all. So honestly, if you really think about it, Carroll should probably be 0-3 too if they would have played better competition.
Not ridiculous. Not ridiculous.
I got a question. What did Nick say about Carroll? I got to hear that.
Nick said that he can't. It's hard to defend Carroll. That's what he said.
Well, I mean, it's hard to defend Carroll like every single year. The best Carroll team I saw was my freshman year. Like.
Okay, from what you guys seen, are we underestimating Ryan or no?
I
think Ryan should be higher.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are what they are.
Ryan.
How's Caden Brown slot again?
On the weekend, Ryan murdered Coolidge from DC. The only other team that Coolidge played from the PCL was Devon, who they murdered. And then Ryan beat St. George's Tech very close, and then lost to Guilfoyle from Altoona.
But here's the thing with Ryan: they don't have the They don't have the talent. Like
they have Hughes and Brown. That's it.
They're once again they're a good team, but for PCL standards, they are below average.
I said that 5 through 9 can easily be flipped by the end of the year.
I agree.
I think I would not be shocked if Archbishop Carroll ends up number 9.
Yeah.
I think it's
going to be West and Bonner that are going to emerge from that cluster. I just don't think Prep has a real number 1 option, and I think West has a winning culture and, quite frankly, the best player in Kingston Wheatley, and then Bonner is the other best player in Corey Francis, and Cam Jackson is his duo. I don't trust Carroll's coaching. I don't trust the Prep without a number 1 option, and I just don't think Ryan has the it factor.
Speaking on that, from what I know, watch the Prep to make a move.
That's also what I've heard.
Please.
Watch the Prep to make a move.
If the Prep can get a
Ryan, take his glasses off right now, Ryan. Take your glasses off right now.
Watch the Prep to make a move.
Take them off. They look so ugly with them.
Take your glasses off. You look ugly with them. Oh my God! Put it back on. Never mind. Put it back on. Put it back on. Put it back on. Jesus. Put it back on. Oh my God.
Sorgi, wait, why's your camera off? Why is it like
my camera does not work because I was gonna use my school computer, and then I was gonna use my school computer, and then my school computer didn't charge because I don't really know why it's charging now.
Regardless.
And my normal laptop doesn't have a working camera. So
all right, we gotta be rare then. I'm turning my camera off. There you go.
Dare to be rare. I dare to be rare.
Who's supposed going off?
Okay. Guys, Shulk and Camp, we haven't heard you guys' takes on this. New head coaches in the PCL. How do we feel about new head coaches Chris Clark and Brad Wanamaker?
I like both of them. Make him. Chris Clark, I mean, he's got Philadelphia connections, which should be beautiful for Prep's future. But, I mean, I don't know what he has as a head coach, like scheme-wise. I mean, I've watched Temple basketball. I've also had like teeth get pulled, and I'd rather get my teeth pulled, you know?
Wow.
So I just don't know if that's going to reflect well. On the other hand, I think Wanamaker's a good idea to really try and continue the legacy Roman has. I think in the program hire makes sense. He has experience as a player at a high level, and I think he's going to be able to connect with the players, especially, I mean, guys like RJ, and I think he'll have a connection with Sammy too.
Actually, before Camp jumps in, I do want to say from what I saw this past weekend with Wanamaker, he did a really good job, like actually coaching the guys up. Like in the huddle, he was designing plays for guys. He was rallying the troops. Like that's what you want to see. He was calling out stuff on the floor. That's what you want to see out of your head coach. Now, how the team can execute is their fault. It's their problem to fix, or not fix, but it's their thing to do. but how the coach coaches, I think that Wanamaker did a great job of that this weekend.
All right. I will talk. Well, I mean, yeah. You gonna say something?
Go ahead.
No,
All right.
Go ahead.
In there, finish your topic. I have no idea what I want to say yet.
We
All
all
right.
just
I'm
finished.
just gonna go then.
Yeah, we all finished.
Well, I mean, I ain't talking about Wanamaker yet.
Yeah, just let him know, Cam. Just spit it out, bro.
Yeah, Roman's going up last show because my dad said so, and I mean, I can't blame him. Prep's gonna win it. You're gonna see Prep up there. Chris Clark's gonna go into the game. He's going to suit up, and no one's gonna realize. He might turn into the Prep Hawk. He might be that good. But I'm just kidding. No, actually.
What the hell just happened?
Camp just got eviscerated.
10-second mute of
The
Dom Cam.
Carroll soldiers got him.
Okay. 10-second mute is over of Dom Camp. He's back on.
That was the most
I'm doing this
awkward.
around the horn style. If someone says something I don't like, I mute them for 10 seconds. Camp, you can talk now, bud.
This is really awkward.
Oh, thank you. Finally, got unmuted.
I gave you your 10-second mute because that was not good.
Once again, whatever I say, no one agrees with. So, Wanamaker's a good pickup. Chris Clark's a good pickup, and Anthony will probably kick me off the stage for saying both of those things.
We
All right,
all
thank
agree
you.
with that.
All right, there you go. Because every single take I have is apparently crazy, but no, seriously, trying to take over a program is tough, but Chris Clark has that. I mean, that mentality as well. You want to talk about that drive? You know what the St. Joe's Prep has. You know their potential. It's just a matter of can they execute, honestly. And I think that if Prep does have some assets, if they can figure that out, they can have a great team. And obviously, you're going to have Will Osbus, you have Luke Moransky, you're going to have the McKees. I'm watching down for Julian McKee this year, especially. I'm going to see how he performs because obviously he wasn't we didn't see his full potential this year, which is all what he could do. We didn't see how incredible he could play, though. I think Will Osbus has to figure out if he can be a leader or not. And I think Chris Clark wants to speak that into the kids, and I like that. I think that's something that should be done. I like how he's building a basketball team that's built on, bringing people together and making sure that the team gets along well, and it's more centered on building each other up, and I like that a lot. In terms of Wanamaker, he has something different. He has all the assets. I mean, obviously, Roman will always be a great basketball team.
Give me Harrigan, bro.
But right now, Roman's got something else cooking up right now. They could be something a lot different than what they actually are, and I think that's true. I think that Roman is a stellar team on their own, but I might have to mute real quick because it's getting busy in my house. But all I'm gonna say is Roman's a set team with Wanamaker.
Okay. My question for Shulk and Sullivan: if St. Joe's Prep gets a number one option, a clear number one option, they are ranking number where in the PCL?
4.
5. Just
I
because.
think-
How good
listen,
do we think Wood is?
Now, hold on.
Hold on.
Because the Prep, we know what. Well, actually, we don't know, but we know what Newman, Judge, and Wood are. Even with the number one option, we don't know what the Prep are, and until we see it, I don't think we can put them above 4.
We know what Roman is because of the program standard. They're always going to be contender too.
But not this year. The program standard is whatever, but this year we don't know what Roman are. Right
I'm just saying, Wood has a built program. They are every year you know that they're not going to be garbage.
But we know what Wood is. They're a good team. But
they're not number 3, but they're not number 5 either.
Right. But other than Newman, Roman, and Judge, there's a significant fall off, in my opinion. And I think if the Prep get a number 1, depending on who it is, though, then they could definitely be the number. I think that they will be the 5 seed, but I just can't put them above a team that we know That I wouldn't say established, but we know what they are.
Yeah.
Any comment from Shulk on anything else?
I don't know. I think Prep has 2 all PCL players, but they're supporting caliber. And if they get someone to support, I mean, I think that puts them over. I think that puts them over West, and I think that puts them over West, and I think that puts them over Bonner. Just caliber wise, obviously Carroll has all the talent, but we know why we don't expect that to happen. So, I'd feel pretty happy with 5th of the Prep, maybe 4th if we're feeling optimistic. You feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would concur there. Shulk, what about the battle for last place? Who do you think the worst team in PCL is?
I mean, O'Hara lost their one good player.
And Devon lost all of their rotation.
Yeah, Devon's decimated. Same with O'Hara. Yo, maybe a former Prep player, Shane Finnegan, steps up. Who knows? But I mean, did Lansdale graduate anyone important, or are we just like assuming they're going to be better?
They're getting it. They're getting got.
Their
Their 2028s. Their 2028s are decent.
Okay, so like they're like slow and
Steven's
steady wins the race down there.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even by the time those 2028s are seniors, they won't be a top 5. They won't even be a top 5 team. But like now, they're ready to
get to play in a play-in game.
I think they'll probably win like 3 games this year.
Yeah.
In the PCL.
I mean, look, Egan and LaSalle are a tier above. I think Devon's just decimated. They're just returning no players with game experience, but is O'Hara returning anyone?
I don't know.
Not anyone of relevance.
I also just struggle to name players on O'Hara regularly.
Right.
I mean,
I think Devon is last just because they're literally throwing out their whole JV squad from last year.
Yeah, this is just Devon's JV squad.
So
like I'm just thinking, honestly, it's my fault for not knowing anything about O'Hara because I've literally never done like a piece of writing about them. I'm just gonna assume Devon just graduated their top 6 players. I'm gonna assume O'Hara at least kept like 1 or 2 of them, and so they at least have some continuity.
Right.
You feel?
I agree. 100%. I have them above Devon.
O'Hara at least has something.
Yeah, I agree. And Devon just doesn't have like really any. Yeah, I think I have Devon. I have it. I mean, I have O'Hara at 13 and Devon at 14. It's kind of simple.
Yeah, I agree.
I have LC. I also have LC above Egan, but I honestly I don't think that it's like it could be changed.
Yeah, I agree with that. The media poll will be coming out at 3:00 officially, so you'll be able to see every single person's rankings of the. Let's see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 voters.
What was I gonna say? Oh wait, why is Nick Mash typing in the chat? Get this bum out of here.
What is he still? I haven't looked at the chat in a couple minutes. Nick is back. Okay. He's back.
Get that squeaker out of here. Can we get that squeaker out of here?
Oh, I think he wants to defend Archbishop Carroll if I had to bet. So now I have to add another person to the stage here. See, now Ryan's locked back in. He's you can tell he's ready for another conversation.
My cat wanted to be let in. So here's the cat. Come on, cat. There we go. Here's the cat.
Let's add Nick to the stage. We're gonna give him his own side because all the prep guys are gonna have one side, and then Carroll gets their side of the stage. Oh gosh, this is not working very well. As I try to
Ryan, put the cat down. Please. Just put the cat down.
The cat wanted to.
I can't see you holding the cat like that. Please. Thank you.
I did put the cat down. Are you like behind? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I'm petting
the cat's on your lap right now.
Yeah, I'm petting the cat.
Okay.
I can
We're
see
gonna
this
save.
swimming.
What a good cat.
Okay, and now joining us again is the pride of Archbishop Carroll, the president of Carroll Sports Media, Nick Mashable.
I don't know about the pride, but we'll go with that.
And the birds just chirp. Hi, Nick.
And the cat.
What-
And the cat just
Yeah.
And the fire engine.
What would you like to say?
What
would you like to say? Is the fire
Ball and
engine
whistle
going?
just so mean to me, and the graphics aren't even that good. So, you know,
Oh,
Good bid. Good bid.
Whoa.
I didn't even hear what was said about Carol, so I can't even talk back.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you want to hear it.
I do
I'll
want
say-
to actually.
Shulk essentially said what a lot of people think, which is that you have the worst coach in the PCL.
Okay.
It's not ridiculous. Not ridiculous to say that.
I think that these are good rankings. That's not my one. 2 is my 1. 1 is my 2. I like Carol at 6.
Keep smoking, Nick. I agree.
Woof, woof, woof.
Dogs are
Dog,
barking
dog,
at
dog.
Magic Lido house.
Dogs are
Move
barking.
the microphone closer.
At
Anyways,
least my cat's quiet.
okay. I like Carroll at 6. I think Carroll is a top tier team if they can play together. I like O'Hara at the very bottom.
And that's a 10-second mute from me.
What did he say?
He said Carroll's elite. Okay, Nick.
That's not. Let's see. I'll tell you
Good
something.
take. Good take.
Next,
Georgie, run it like an iron fist. Run it like I
said
run
if
our
they could
meetings.
play
I
together.
muted-
We said that
muted-
earlier.
I muted Camp. You did not say Carroll was elite earlier. Camp. I muted Camp a minute ago because Camp said that Roman was gonna win it all. And that Chris.
What do you mean? That's a good
That's not.
thing.
See, that's actually not a crazy thing to say.
And then he said that Chris. And then he said
Georgie,
Chris
they got
Clark.
R.J. Smith
and then
and
he
they got
said Chris
Steven
Clark was
Jackson. They're
gonna-
on stuff.
Then he
That's not
said
ridiculous.
Then
I
he
think
said
you're handing out
Chris
mute
Clark
for no
was
reason.
gonna unretire and turn into the Hawk.
Oh yeah, that's
So
stupid.
He got a mute for that.
You know what? We're WSJP is going to summon Dom Campanaro to be the Hawk this year.
Bonner at 5. Are we okay with that? What did you guys say?
I like Bonner at 5. I have Bonner
Yeah,
at 5.
I got Carol at 9.
Move to mine.
Oh wait,
Can
Sorgi,
move
did
to
you
mine?
make Sorgi? Do you have a specific graphic for my media
I
poll?
haven't made the graphic for yours yet.
Okay, all right. Well, let's look at Sorgi's.
Wait, I have West at 5, right?
Yes, Shulk, you did.
Okay, that's all I
have
care
no
about. I need
clue
my
where
West
I have
propaganda to
West,
carry
probably
over.
at the very bottom.
Well, I think you do, but either way, if you change it, it won't. If you, I can change it in your graphic, but it won't change the rankings as a whole.
Yeah, I know. I don't care about the
you
rankings
had-
at all.
yeah,
I
you
just want
West
I just want the West players I know to know I'm not
Will our
disrespecting them
rankings
like you
get
are.
as flamed as Ryan the Great's rankings?
Whoa.
What'd you say?
Will
Yeah.
our rankings get as flamed as your rankings?
Nobody's contacted me about my rankings. Nobody has the nuts.
That should be a mute, honestly.
That
I
should
know.
be a
Not
mute?
ridiculous
What do
to
you
say that.
mean? I'm stating the obvious. Did you guys not all see that? Are we looking
think-
at the same thing?
I think what is the best thing to say is that I have the best glasses out of anybody on here.
You're right.
No, I do.
Exactly.
Sorgi,
I
can I
got
make
you-
a
I got you
change to
still
my rankings?
What would you like to change?
Oh come on, Nick.
I'm putting West Catholic above a team that I don't want to say because I'm gonna get flamed.
Carol.
Oh come on, Nick. We just had these rankings. Gee, me.
Okay, then I will change West Catholic above Carroll.
Thank you,
I will
Anthony.
do that.
Wow.
That will
He
not
is
make.
going to the prep. We all knew it the whole time.
That's just not true.
We already
okay.
started the GoFundMe, and it is
No.
thundering now because we know that Nick's lying.
Oh, that's a big lightning there. It's just saying that I was right about Carol.
Fine, we're like right next to each other. It's like 100 outside. Anyway, here's my
So
pick.
just-
This is
just
what
for
I've-
the-
I'll
just
tell you.
for-
Wait, okay.
For
go
the,
ahead.
I want to say this for the viewers.
So what is
for
our
the-
profile picture?
What?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Are we talking about?
Jesus Christ, Nick.
I'm looking at Dom's profile picture. I'm trying to get all in depth. I don't know what it is.
It's,
Oh, that's
it's-
Durkis,
it's-
our esteemed Latin
it's-
teacher at
yes,
St.
Mr.
Joe's
Durkis,
Preparatory.
former prep Latin teacher.
Former.
Don't make me run.
Okay, so for context, I want to put this out there. The final results of the poll, voting wise, if you were first place, you got 14 points. If you're last place, you got 1 point per vote. So New McGready finishes with 133 points, 5 first place votes. Roman finishes with 130 points and 4 first place votes. Father Judge 121, 1 first place vote. Archbishop Wood 113, Bonner 98, Carroll 88, West 82, The Prep 70, Ryan 65, LaSalle 48, Egan 40, Lansdale 31, Devon 16, O'Hara 15.
Anyone who doesn't put Lansdale over Egan is getting sent to the Shadow Realm.
Egan propaganda will continue.
What are we putting Egan over?
Jesus. My God.
What?
Dom Campanaro is going to be...
Be-
Breaking news, Dom Campanaro is the Hawk for next season.
Wow.
Darn
I
him
said
in
I'd
that.
do it for a game. I'd do it for a game.
Would
Cam,
you
you're
actually?
gonna get heat stroke in there,
I
bro.
would do it.
Put your GoPro
Yes,
on.
Georgie?
Put your GoPro on.
And then Nick
My
Mastropolito.
GoPro.
Nick
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Mastropolito.
idea.
And then Nick Mastropolito is going to be the Patriot. And then it's going to be the Hawk versus the Patriot. Fight to the death.
See, I don't have time to be the
On the St. Joe's Prep wrestling mat in the Kelly Fieldhouse. Live streamed on WSJP, Sorgi Stories, and Ryan the Great.
I don't have time for that.
I approve of this.
I could see Dom
Actually,
Campanaro landing a double leg takedown on that Patriot costume.
Dude, Nick's
And then
gonna
the
kill
Hawks,
me.
and then
He
the
does
Hawks
wrestling.
swarming them.
I'm not good though, Dom.
Nick
Yeah, I
won his,
haven't played a
Nick,
professional
Nick, you
sport.
won a few matches, but you didn't.
Yeah,
have an
all by
opponent.
forfeit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
You're undefeated?
No.
It's okay, Nick.
Nicki Nash in
God,
the MMA cage. I could envision it.
An ankle
Dom,
kick off the whistle.
And then we got Dom
Like I did in
Schulk
my
for
last ever
all.
match.
And then we got Dom Schulk first team all PCL Ultimate Frisbee.
Anyway, Anthony, what I wanted to say.
Yo,
though,
they're starting a
is that Roman
PCL mock
Catholic-
trial league. I'm actually gonna fry. I will
yeah,
be
actually.
first team all TCL in
Can
that.
WSJP go cover that?
What
Not
has
at
this
all. That's
show
not-
turned
I will
into?
not
Is the
be
better
there.
question.
You can't
What
video
has this show
trials because
turned
then it's
into?
scouting.
What is this camp?
What has this show turned into? Well, put me on Nick Mash's side right now. I'm leaving the side. It's kind of getting crazy.
This is the prep side.
No, I want to be on the Goofy Goober side. Come on, send me over.
Camp, if you turn your
Then
camera on,
me-
then I can do that.
I sure as hell will. I don't care.
Jesus Christ.
The light's so bright. Put me over. Put me
I'm
over.
working on it, bud. I'm working on it. Okay.
Anyway, I want to say about Roman Catholic is that they love the small guards. They got RJ Smith. They're gonna go to the plus show. We've seen this before.
It's not about
They've
the size
got-
of the dog in the fight. It's about the size
Yes,
of the fight
it
in the
does.
dog.
They always
RJ Smith is a
dominate with
dog.
small guard.
Jesus.
Oh, there we
Dude,
go.
it's high
All right,
school. The
Nick,
height doesn't
Nick,
matter.
Nick,
All right,
Nick,
you've
right?
got you've got a few more minutes out of me, and then I'm going.
Go.
Yeah, we got a few more minutes and then we're done.
I'm
There we
leaving
go.
when
We
Ryan
got it. I
leaves.
think we got it.
I should auction off these sunglasses.
Snatch
First
his head.
sunglasses just
I will repeat because none of you all else like other than I think Nick was here. Scarlett said that Ryan is not the talk of the town.
I am the talk of the town.
Yeah, because it's me.
No, Dom. No, it's not.
bruh,
I work at
we are
Chicken
not
Pizza
talking
and I
about
get
some
money.
camp in the town.
I got tipped $10 at Chicken and Pizza for running food.
Oh,
Sorgi's
they
finishing
just
the
looked at
graphics
me
in
and they
30
handed me
minutes
money.
and hasn't started.
Nick, you're unemployed. But
Nick, guess who I ran into on Saturday?
Who did you run into?
Julian Gergen,
Yeah, I saw him on Friday.
Ridley legend, dude.
are
He
we
was mini
still
golfing.
live? I'm
Yeah,
still
guess
alive.
we're still live.
I just want to give a shout out.
What we're talking about, like some random stuff, and now
Yeah,
we just
What's this turned into?
yeah,
This is like
I don't
not a
know. This is what happens when Camp and Nick are on together.
100,000 likes,
great
and
show.
Anthony Sorgi will do the Rocky run in the Hawk suit.
Anthony, we did a great show the other week, me and Dom.
I know, but like But
I was the only one on Carroll Sports Media Week.
And then Mike Liv said I was disgusting.
Yeah, because you're the only one in Carroll Sports Media, bro.
Well,
Mike Liv is off, man.
he was
Mike
supposed
would
to
have
be
been,
on, and then Jason Napoli, who knows what happened to that stream.
Mike
But
Mike
I
Liv.
mean-
Family got is like we had like
Guys,
a family
major
emergency.
news. BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff is transferring because of
Okay,
premarital
we
sex.
can't talk about the reasons behind that transfer because this is a family-friendly channel.
Oh,
Darn
my
it.
apologies, Sorgi.
But he is transferring, yes.
Wow.
Sorry, ball and whistle censor.
Seems like
Sorgi,
Ryan
nobody
really
just
wanted to
said
talk
the
about
reason
that.
on the line.
Ryan's about to pour. Don't let the kid outside.
I know. I just ordered my lunch
DoorDash
where?
it.
from Punk Burger, bro. Shout out.
Punk Burger?
Yeah, bro. You don't know.
That's
You
the-
don't know, dude.
It's on Passyunk Avenue. I'm not dumb.
Oh, I was gonna say, dude. Have you not tried that?
I've had it like years ago. It's alright. It's alright.
Oh, Tom. We're for sure putting you.
have any more comment before we leave?
We're for sure putting you in the Hulk suit.
Anything, I'll tell you something. When Roman wins the last year, I will come back to this video and I will play it a million times. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. I'm gonna
Okay.
put back saying it because I
How
know what's
was-
gonna happen.
How was the Not Your Average Sports Show?
It was
Great.
long,
It
but it was
was.
good. We actually did a lot of stuff.
Congrats.
I'm still trying
I
to figure
think
out why.
I had
why
the
you
best
were talking
time
about
on
Liam.
the NYA Sports Show.
What? And what'd you say, Anthony?
I was gonna say I don't know why you were talking about Liam McNeely after like an hour, dude. You're talking about the most.
Because he
random-
got picked in the draft.
Yeah, come on, Sorgi. What are you
Wait,
doing here?
wait, why is we talking about him? He was a first round draft pick.
And
Yes,
once he-
Sorgi.
2 hours?
Yeah.
That's the longest stream by far.
Yeah, Nick, you lost.
Nick is the only one.
Ryan's
who
got
should
the
know
second
what's
best
the
right now.
longest Sorgi story stream of all time.
This one
Mine
right
was
now,
only an
probably.
hour and 6.
Nick, you
The
should
longest Sorgi story stream is probably when you stream those 2 games back to back.
Or when we did the NFL draft.
Oh yeah, that was long.
know. Story stream was
Not
5
horrible,
hours
NFL draft thing,
49. 5 hours 49 minutes.
Yeah.
5 hours 49 minutes. West Virginia, Penn State.
Mm.
NFL
I have a
draft
question.
was
What do you
only
think about Syracuse?
3 hours?
And the reason of the long stream was because there was like a 2-hour rain delay.
Mm. Mm.
George, how are the
Alright.
Brewers doing? Gotta ask real quick.
Brewers,
Yeah.
we're playing the Mets this week.
Alright, that's a decent sweep. Alright, good job. You got the NL Central after that.
Oh, you know what? I have to.
Buddy Kennedy has been DFA'd. Bryce Harper's back.
Woohoo!
Yippee.
Yippee!
Alright, well, the reason why I'm not having another
What
show.
do you guys think of the trade between where LA got Kobe Bryant for Vlade Divac?
That was probably one of the worst trades ever. Nick, did you see that I dropped 86 kills in multiplayer with the FFAR?
I did. I saw it on your
Is
story.
he family
I'm so happy.
friendly?
I was just asking Nick if you saw.
I saw it on his story.
Thank you, Nick.
All right. Does anyone else have any final comments around the horn, starting with you, Ken?
Go prep. Something with LaSalle. BLA. Thank you.
Nick.
Thanks for having me, Anthony. Yeah.
Shulk.
Okay.
Final comments. Earth to Dom.
Just kick him.
Thank you for Shulk. Ryan, final comments.
Go prep. I'm the talk of the town. I'll put the sunglasses on before we end. Hold on. Yeah, go prep. I'm the talk of the town. I'm a celebrity now.
Shulk says go
Yeah.
west and something Carol. That's his final comment.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Go prep. I'm the talk of the town. Thank you for having me on. Hopefully my cheeseburger comes soon. And yeah, I'm having a good day here on Sorgi Stories.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Everyone, go prep. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.